Yo. It's Grapsody with Will, Phil, and Reg, trying to keep it real instead of what you usually get from these talking heads. It's Grapsody, we're here to fill the void. 3 black fans, different perspective, got to fill your voice. Coming with the podcast, talking majors, indies in between. Yeah, it's all that, and we're down with Fightful, better fall back. Coming for respect, we connect like a ball bat. No need to double check, these are all facts. You're listening to us talk raps. You're listening to us talk raps. Will, Phil, and Reg. Yeah, we're Grapsody, here to talk raps. Yeah, we're Grapsody, here to talk raps.
Welcome. It is I. It is he. This is Grapsody, here for a very special 4th of July episode. Happy birthday, America, to people that celebrate that. Some black people might be looking at this like, 4th of July still, my brother? Swine, my brother?
That's what it's been feeling like, Phil. There was a lady yesterday. She had an American flag in her hand. She had an American flag halter top, American flag hat, and she was just running around saying USA. And I was just like, I feel you, but like, for real? So yeah, it's your favorite rap, your favorite writer, your favorite podcast, your favorite commentator, Righteous Reg. Happy birthday to we live here, Phil. So yeah, happy birthday to that.
That's it, man. Yeah. I every time 4th of July comes around now, I think of that Dr. Umar clip, and he's just like, "You July 4th Negroes." You July 4th Negroes. This what you're looking forward to? You can't wait to barbecue? Huh? You can't wait for the fireworks? Huh?
You can't wait to barbecue as a bar, though.
Huh?
Terrible barbecues, by the way. I think 4th of July has some of the worst barbecues that I've experienced, at least, because it's like hot dogs and burgers and like not barbecue, you guys. I don't know what this is. Like, what are y'all doing here?
Listen, I know what cookouts I go do, and yeah, I don't. That's why I'm like, listen, any reason to barbecue on our side, we know what time it is, man. Like, absolutely. All of that, like having like the flag plates and like wearing the crazy outfits and stuff, and like I don't really care about that. Somebody barbecuing, I'll be there. I don't know. It's the same thing with Thanksgiving. Like, when you really think about what we're celebrating on Thanksgiving, hey, somebody cooking or what? Like, I don't know.
How many houses can I pull up to? Oh, 3? Yeah. Okay, I'm showing up. That's what it is.
Can I slide and get a plate? That's all I know. All right.
Like, am I saying my eyes won't be looking at some fireworks at some point in the day today? No, I'm not saying that at all. But, like, it's going to feel weird while I'm watching it.
You're going to be standing out there, because I'm proud to be an American, because at least I know I'm free.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be getting that one off today. The Beyonce remix, of course, Phil. Don't forget.
But yeah, listen, man. Happy 4th to people. Like I said, very divisive in the black community for some people. But we're here. You're here with us on a Saturday. Appreciate you guys as always. A lot of wrestling happenings to get into after a jam-packed pay-per-view weekend last weekend. We got a bit of a breather this week. Did have 4 different wrestling pay-per-views in 2 days.
What was going on there? My friend, shout out to my homegirl, my co-host, Denise Salcedo, who streamed all of them. On Sunday, Phil, she was streaming all day, and I kept being like, why are you doing this? What is the reason?
Nah, man. Got to keep the brand strong. What do you mean?
Listen, the brand is strong, dog. But like NXT and TNA back-to-back, my guy, would you do that?
2 of those pay-per-views were... Well, one of them was really good. One of them was all right. I didn't really watch the other 2 pay-per-views. I caught up with stuff that happened in TNA. I didn't watch the NXT pay-per-view, though.
You're not trying to catch Evil and Tony D and whatever guy match or something. I don't know, leather jacket match or something.
Naraku. What's his name?
Naraku. Oh, my bad. Apologies. Shout out to Naraku. Shout out to the homie Mason Rook, who's still taking. It's still every week just punishment for him for no reason, just for existing.
Yeah. Good wrestler. I don't really understand. I don't know.
There's some people just can't get it together visually. Like, there's still some people that are off on Kevin Owens, and he's GOAT. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, and Samoa Joe, and it's like, these are the greatest wrestlers of all time. What the hell do you mean?
Y'all are crazy. I ain't trying to hear nothing about either of those two wrestlers. And I personally feel like there should be more big men wrestlers. Like,
they're cool. That's what when everybody's trying to clown, I'm like, but he's doing all these cool things. And Vader, some of the best wrestlers, Bam Bam Bigelow, don't get me started, dog. Some of the best wrestlers of all times are big boys who are just wild, man. That's kind of the game. And that's what I remember watching when I was tuned into NXT a little bit closer. And I was like, everybody on this show's hot. Everybody on this show's like cut and ripped. I'm like, this isn't what wrestling is. Like, if you go to a wrestling show in your hometown, you're going to see some people that look like you in the show. You're going to see some people that are like, how did this guy's a wrestler? But that's what wrestling is supposed to be. It's not supposed to be a bunch of Instagram models. Shawn Michaels, what are you doing down there? But I did see, what's her name, Phil? Layla Diggs?
I see what he's doing down there.
Brother, what is he doing down there?
I see exactly what he's doing down there.
Can I be a guest PC coach? Do they allow that? Because, gosh darn it, it's going down there.
Yeah, I see exactly what's happening down there. Yeah. NBA free agency has gone crazy, has been fun to watch, but almost as fun as watching the playoffs this year. Really active free agent see this year. Kawhi Leonard is heading back to Toronto after Drake dropped the National Treasure record and was getting his shots off at DeRozan. It was hyping up Kawhi. It almost felt like perfect timing.
It did. And,
man, if Kawhi can stay healthy, Toronto might be pretty scary because it got that young dog, Scotty Barnes, got RJ Barrett, got a pretty good lineup, really good defensive team, and when Kawhi is healthy, he's still a top 10, top 15 player in the league.
Absolutely. With those strong players they have on Toronto, if they can stay healthy and put it together, it's going to be dangerous for a lot of people because that's a really, really strong team. I never still understand why he ever left. I feel like they were building something pretty phenomenal over there, and all the reasons explained, I'm still like, but why though? They had a great team. They won a championship. Like, what the hell was going on? I thought they were gonna put the city on Kawhi's back at that point.
It's a Cali guy. He wanted to go back to California.
Sure.
At one point, the talk was that he wanted to go to the Lakers, but of course, LeBron went to the Lakers first, and so that led to him eventually going to the Clippers. But he's cemented. He's cemented in Toronto, man. He's a legend in Toronto. So. I think this is a good move for him. Good move for him, man. He's going to end his career in Toronto probably. Brought them their first championship, so. I think it's a great move. The rest of this stuff here, we've seen some other movement. Boy, when we had heard all of this time that Jaylen Brown might be on the move, he was in a conversation for this Giannis trade. I said, oh, well, we're going to hear something before the season starts. There's just too much chatter. He's definitely going to be gone before the season starts. This trade that Boston pulled off was absolutely awful, though.
That keeps saying this clip, Phil, of them. It's Jaylen Brown talking about Joel Embiid. Have you seen it? And he's like, floppers are flopping, and Joel Embiid is one of the most floppers in the world. I'm like, why y'all got to keep bringing this clip up? Like, SportsCenter, the social media account posted. I'm like, why are y'all being messy like this?
Yeah, heading to Philadelphia to play with said flopper. Very funny stuff. But Boston and Philadelphia have a strong rivalry.
They do.
Like, they've had a rivalry for a long time, all the way back to when Iverson was there.
Yeah, super strong.
So. Yeah, I get it. Yeah. Of anybody he thought he could get his shit off of, and yeah. because it's up for Philly. But that's what makes this trade even crazier.
Right.
The Boston Celtics just made their rivals into a potential NBA championship contender.
Come on, dog. This is like everybody, like all the NBA vets, everybody talking about it is like, how? Why would you send it to a direct competitor like that? Still, this guy's in his prime, Phil. Like he's not like he's ready to play basketball with some prime hoopers in Philadelphia. It's gonna be tough for them. And the trade they made, like, no disrespect, but my G.
No. Disrespect. You can get all the disrespect in. This is a terrible trade. You took a guy that was a Finals MVP 2 years ago in 2024, was in the race for MVP this year. Was a big reason why the Boston Celtics were still second in the East, even without Tatum for half of the season. He was great this year. And you trade him for a 36-year-old Paul George and some picks that are not even going to be useful because you just made this team good?
Hey, leave my guy PG alone.
Bro, Paul George has been a big question mark for the past few years as a playoff. I mean, the run in OKC, the run in Indiana. We won't get into how the Clippers traded for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and what that did for OKC and shipped this guy to the Clippers and what that did to the Clippers. Yeesh. But, yeah, Philly hasn't been that great. The process hasn't necessarily been working. Now, you got two really great young guys in Tyrese Maxey, VJ Edgecombe, who's a fantastic rookie, but I was getting a little worried about where Philly was going until they just made this great trade where Celtics just basically sent them either their first or second best player for a few orange slices in a sandwich. I don't know what we're doing.
Hey, leave my guy PG alone.
I just don't get it. Bro, PG, and I mean, look, in the long run, PG has had a relatively good career. The question marks around him in the playoffs aside. But again, Paul George is 36. He's 36. He hasn't been able to stay healthy. He hasn't finished a whole season in about 4 or 5 years. And you're trading for him? And you're trading either, like I said, either 1A or 1B from your team for him. What?
There's something going on over there. There has to be something going on. Like, what did Jaylen Brown do? Because, this is crazy.
I just can't believe it was that bad. There's some talk about potential tension between him and Tatum because when Jaylen Brown put his statement out and he did all the streams the next day, he didn't mention Jason Tatum a lot. Tatum finally put out a IG post yesterday. But before that, Tatum hadn't said anything about Brown either. So, I don't know. Might be a little bit of tension there. There was some talk about Jaylen Brown being a bit uppity, being smarter than he thinks he is, which every time we get those kind of conversations about a black man being smarter than he thinks he is, I get it feels very cringeworthy. I don't really like any of that. But
I think this guy's like building housing in Oakland and areas for underprivileged people. Zero Jaylen Brown slander where I live.
Very outspoken, very political guy. Yeah, a lot of that talk around this has been very bizarre. But like I said, none of that could have been that bad. I just can't imagine.
It's that bad.
I can't imagine this guy was that bad that you had to make this trade. I mean, if you had pulled this trade together and got Giannis there, all right. We're having a different conversation. But Paul George and some picks? And none of those picks are going to be useful picks.
No, not for them.
You just made Philadelphia arguably the best team in the conference.
They're tough.
Yeah.
They were tough without Jaylen Brown.
You essentially swap Tobias Harris out and put Jaylen Brown in there. That's an upgrade. Huge upgrade.
Gigantic.
Tobias Harris, by the way, is heading to San Antonio. But yeah, this is awful. I don't get this on Boston's side. I just keep thinking like, man, what could he have possibly been doing over there that justified this? And not just justified this bad trade, but the way they treated him on the way out. I understand him when he was on the stream and saying he felt disrespected. Because, yeah, it looks crazy, especially if the report is true that he didn't demand a trade and he didn't ask for any of this. Where did this come from?
And how the world works today, he probably found out when we did or some stupid thing like that. You know what I mean? How they be moving and like to go from finals MVP and almost MVP again to being traded for that, and they talk about you crazy, and there's going to be a stain at the end of what should have been a great run with an organization. Like, don't like it. I mean, but like, we are talking about the Boston Celtics, Philip Lindsay. So like,
I don't know, man. It looks weird, man. 2 years removed from a championship, guys. I don't know.
But we have seen this before, Philip Lindsay. This is a tale as old as time. 2 superstars on a team trying to, you just described them as 1A and 1B, trying to be that on a squad and continue, and egos are going on, and people are talking a way that they talk, and
yeah,
there's a lot that happens in the NBA. So, you know, there's some understanding. Tatum probably wasn't like, hey, let's keep him or whatever if he had a say or anything like that, you know?
I mean, we could call it what it is. Tatum, out of the two, looks like the more marketable guy.
Absolutely.
Light skin.
He's in all the commercials and stuff already.
Light skin, athletic guy, big flashy scorer. He's not as opinionated. He isn't as outspoken. You know what that looks like to them in the corporations. He's the more marketable guy. And so
he's not on streams talking shit all day.
Yeah, Boston might see him as the guy that we can make the face of this organization moving forward. And maybe Jaylen felt like, he's played good enough for the past 2 years to be in that spot as well, and they just don't see him that way. But even if that's the case, some of the talk and some of these anonymous sources and stuff talking about him coming out of this, it looks wild. And he said something about that, and I thought it was funny. He said, we gotta stop with these anonymous sources because none of this is real. Oh, no. That's not how these things work, Jaylen. I absolutely believe that these guys may have anonymous sources.
Yes.
But the problem is, if you hear something from somebody, it's up to you. That's a judgment call of, do you want to get on your outlet and say that? Because me and you hear things all the time. But I can't just come on here and say that, because then it doesn't matter who the source is. Now I have ownership of the quote.
You did this.
And so I have no doubt that Stephen A. or Colin Cowherd or some of these other guys that are coming forward with these quotes from anonymous sources, I have no doubt that those are real quotes.
Right. But
it's on you whether you want to put that out there. And those two guys decided to put that out there. That's a judgment call from both of those guys. Some of the other stuff Stephen A. has been doing is very shameful. The stuff that he's trying to go back and forth with him over.
What is he doing?
It looks nasty. Stephen A. also was under fire. He's very under fire this week for some of these clips of him talking about the New Look Lakers, which the New Look Lakers are very hilarious to see. I saw initially when they made the move to bring in Kessler, which they needed Kessler. They needed a big man. They needed somebody that would complement Luka and Austin Reeves. But to see those three together on a graphic, hilarious. I was like, oh, man. And then when you put LaRavia there and then they just signed that other guy, I was like, oh, it's Looking like Wonder Bread with a side of glass of milk, man.
I just keep thinking we used to have Shaq and Kobe, man. Like Ron Artest was like a dominant force on this team. You guys, like there used to be gangbangers, Nick Van Axel, and this was like a very black team for a long time. For like a lot of my childhood, like most of the black players that I knew were like on the Lakers, and like to see the graphic this week, Phil, was just all across all white guys. It was a little bit jarring. I'll say that.
It was wild because my dad's generation, when you picked a team, because before the NBA was the national global powerhouse that it is today, and people were just getting into the NBA, you had to pick a team for a lot of people, and that was the pick between were you a Boston Celtics fan or were you a Los Angeles Lakers fan?
Yep.
And by default, my dad and a lot of black people from his generation were Lakers fans because of Magic. And they were cool. It was Showtime. They had the black players, and
exactly.
You didn't want to be a Celtics fan because you didn't want to root for the white guys. And so to see the flip and see the Lakers be what people have deemed the Snowtime Lakers and all these other funny nicknames, it's very funny. Just the times changing is very funny.
The Snowtime Lakers kills me every time, man. It's just like that's kind of the game, though. Like no one's surprised. When I was watching the UCLA women's Final Four, and I was just like, wow, this team looks a certain way. No disrespect to anybody in the world. It's just kind of how the world is moving along. And like, that's what basketball is in a lot of points. And like, these are really talented basketball players. Like they got Luka for a reason. They like want to put the organization on his back. And like, they're trying to invest in what the future of this organization is, but it just looks hilarious.
Yeah. Very funny stuff to watch. A lot of the commentary around this is funny, but of course, Stephen A stepped in it. He got on immediately. Was like, "Where you going with these white boys? Who you going to be with with a team full of white boys? And what team of white boys have ever won?" I mean, the Boston Celtics did do pretty well for themselves. I don't know if he doesn't want to count them because they had Bill Russell and Robert Parrish, but yeah, for the most part, their big three were white guys.
And like for the last couple of years, like the people have said the best basketball player in the world is a white guy. So like.
Yeah, I don't know if they count it that way, but I don't know, man. It's not like this Lakers team is a bad team. I think they made some upgrades in a way. I think they're going to be a lot better than people think they're going to be. It's just that visual is very funny. And people making it, well, they got LeBron out of there and they got the team they wanted, which is very funny as well. LeBron, of course, made it official that he will no longer be a Los Angeles Laker.
How does this little Instagram post start? Gee, where are we? Or I never thought I'd say this, or whatever he says on this. I'm like, this guy is a funny guy.
It's so funny because you could follow a lot of things that I've said in our group chat or in other texts, and I've been right to a T with everything with the trajectory of this guy's career for the past 2 years. Because I said, boy, New York winning kind of messes things up for this guy because that was a potential angle for him. He could have went out to New York and tried to be the guy that brought New York a championship. He trolled a few years ago and called himself the king of New York. This could have been his next move, going from LA to New York. And I laughed up a storm when Rich Paul basically admitted it, like, oh, they won, so that's not where we want to go anymore. And I was like, because this guy wants to be the center of attention. That's why he's doing all of this. I knew it. I knew as soon as the championship was over, because I knew his days in LA were probably numbered. And when they made it official that they were bringing Austin Reeves back, gave him a bag, I was like, oh, yeah, it's over. Because he's not going to get the max contract he wants. And there's clearly stuff there where he feels disrespected or unappreciated. His fans let us know at every turn that they feel he's unappreciated there as well, which I don't know how that's possible. But I knew what this was going to be. I knew it was going to be the LeBron free agency circus that we get every time. And that's exactly what this is. That report came out that he is fielding offers from all the teams, which I don't believe at all. I think this guy knows where he's going.
Yes.
I think they're just stringing this along. I think he might have overestimated the market for him, if anything. I think he thought he was going, if he couldn't get this max contract with the Lakers, he was going to get more money somewhere else. Nah, dog. You're 42.
Yeah.
It's over, dog. Like your days of getting paid like a number one guy on a team, it's over. You're not a number one guy no more.
No.
Yeah, he might have been second best player on the Lakers last year, but he was a third option on offense. Why are you going to give a third option a max deal? The Lakers would have been foolish to do that.
And what comes along with LeBron, Phil, it's just so much. It's a fucking circus at this point, G.
Yeah. No. Do you think there's still a chance that he could end up in Golden State? That was the talk at one point because Draymond Green opted out of his contract.
Every day it changes. Like yesterday, I was like, yeah, we might be in here. But today I'm like, no, like the doors keep closing. I'm pretty convinced. We've talked about it in multiple group chats. Other people I've talked about it with. Feels like for what he's trying to do, there's these talks that he might have a TV show or a documentary or something. That feels like going back home to Cleveland. That feels such like a Cleveland. If I'm going to document my whole season, here's me going back to where it all started. Here's blah, blah, blah. That feels like the story he's going to tell. But like Draymond really wants this guy on this team, Philip Lindsay. And like maybe Draymond has a convincing argument to get him over there and it might work. Because like they said, they're like the Warriors are still in contention, but I kind of feel like you did. I feel like he already knows where he's going, and I don't think the Warriors is where he's going.
No. Maybe crazier things have happened. Philly's in a conversation as well. Rich Paul did this whole thing with a dry erase board where he had like all of the, which is ridiculous. But the thing with him going to Golden State and why I don't think it's going to happen is I don't think he wants to take the risk of being criticized for this move. And he's undoubtedly going to be criticized for going to a team that beat him 3 times in the NBA Finals.
No doubt about it.
You're going to the team that has been your biggest rival for the second half of your career. That's going to be very unpopular, especially with some Lakers fans. Yes. You leaving them to go to the Warriors is not going to be a popular move. This guy very much wants to be liked.
Yes. On his way out for sure, Phil.
This guy very much wants to be loved. I have no doubt that he might want to win another championship or two. But he wants to be loved. And I don't think that that's a move that's going to go over well. Maybe Philly would go over better, but the best story is to go back to Cleveland.
It's the only thing to really babyface himself on the way out. It's got to be Cleveland.
Yeah, Cleveland just made to the Eastern Conference Finals. It's not like they're that far off if he wanted to go to a team that could be a contender.
Right.
No, this guy wants his ticker tape parade, man. He wants to be celebrated. He wants his statues. And that's only going to happen a handful of places. I don't think
it has to be kind of an illusion because he doesn't have to win a championship anywhere he goes, but he has to if he goes back to Cleveland, like you said, they've been in contention. So it's potential that he could win it. He's not going to go to a bottom team to morale. It's going to still feel like he could win in the end, you know?
Yeah. And you see how some Lakers fans are talking, and I've seen certain LeBron fans say, oh, well, y'all never really loved him as much as y'all love Kobe. It's like, well, yeah, they're Lakers fans. They're never going to love him like they love Kobe. Kobe was a lifer. And if you think that's the case there, Golden State fans are never going to see this guy the way they see Steph Curry. That is Steph Curry's team. We're talking about an all-time great Golden State Warrior. No, you're not going to go down there and get the love that Steph gets.
Not happening, G.
Even if you go there and win a championship, it's not going to happen. Your best chance of going somewhere where you can still be the fixture in the organization and you get undeniable love is Cleveland.
San Francisco just doesn't really feel like he could cook here, but it's gonna kind of feel like the same story as LA. That's why Lakers fans would be so mad, because it's like, why would you leave this for kind of the same thing? Like, you got to totally change what people are thinking of you. And coming to Golden State, nothing about it says that. Like, that screams like still trying to win, can't beat these guys, blah blah blah. And like, if you're gonna really babyface this, like I'm saying, going back to Cleveland, slapping hands, kissing babies, having a parade on the Cleveland streets, that's the way to do it.
Yes. Yeah.
With the documentary.
He's already playing in our face as well. He took that video in the car and he's like, back in the land, back at home. He posted the picture of him doing Pilates in Akron. I was like, yeah, more in Cleveland, more and more. Wonder why.
Good for him.
And, you know, there's the talk, like you said, there's going to be a documentary for his final run. If you're going to do a documentary, this feels more and more like him doing things that Mike did. This is him. This is his last dance. And
I think he also, Phil, along those lines, hear how people talk about Mike, and I think he's going to try to handle his shit a lot different.
Yes. But that's also why when people are like, Chicago's in the conversation, I was like, he ain't coming here.
No way. Absolutely not.
There's no way he can come here. I say no way. I don't see it happening. Because, like I said on Twitter, it's a big difference between him putting on Mike's number, going and filming a Space Jam movie, doing all these other things that allude to Mike. Coming here and playing in the building that Mike built with his statue in the lobby, it's a different kind of pressure. Ask any top Bulls player that came here after 1998. Ask Derrick Rose. It's a different amount of pressure that comes here and playing under them banners, playing under Mike's number. No, he's not going to come here and have to deal with that, because not just the pressure that comes with it, but also just like Chicago fans can be very loyal, but Chicago fans can also be very, very critical. And I don't think he wants that. I don't think he wants the pressure of coming here. And again, that's a risky move that may or may not be unpopular with some people. And I don't think he wants to do that at this point in his career.
Not for his legacy. If all the conversation your whole career you've been compared to this guy, playing for that team on your way out would just look insane. I just think there's too many negatives to being a Bull for him at this point, with how they play numbers and how they compare things. But he did go to the Lakers, where Kareem was a lot of the numbers and a lot of the things. So
that's different, though.
Yeah.
And I know people might not understand, but the Lakers before Kobe had Showtime. They had Kareem. They had Magic. And then they had Kobe. They had Shaq. They had, like, you can make a starting five. You can make a whole basketball team out of Lakers greats.
Yeah.
For an entire first half of our time in here in Chicago, there was nothing. There was nothing until Jordan came here. And there was really nothing after he left for a long time. He is undoubtedly the best player in the history of this organization. They're still making money off of this guy. It is. I get Kobe's a great, but it's different, man. It's totally different. The Bulls were an expansion team. Mm-hmm. The Bulls don't have the prestige that the Lakers organization have. And that's why I don't like the nasty talk people are doing, like, oh, he made the Lakers relevant. The Lakers are always going to be relevant.
Yeah.
Regardless who goes there. They're going to
be relevant with these guys, these new guys, because they're the Lakers.
Yeah, the Lakers are one of the most prestigious, most lucrative organizations in basketball. One of the most lucrative organizations in sports, period. Mm-hmm. They're always going to be relevant. I mean, the reason we have national basketball, the reason we moved out of the tape delay era was the Los Angeles Lakers and the Boston Celtics. Mm-hmm. The logo is a Los Angeles Laker.
They'll never be relevant. That's all we. Anytime we see the Lakers, anytime we see the NBA logo, we think of them.
Yeah, the Lakers are the Lakers, bro. Like, it's a reason why that's still a dream destination for people.
Right.
It's Los Angeles. It's Hollywood. Mm-hmm. It's different, bro.
Hollywood.
Chicago is different, man. That's why. Nah, I don't. It's not as glamorous to come here, and that's part of why we're so loyal to people that come here and stay here, because New York and Los Angeles, those are the big destinations.
Yeah. And you're right. Michael Jordan built the organization. So if he goes in, it's like, the Bulls are Michael Jordan, no matter what is going on there.
Yeah. I do think it's great before we move on, because I'm sure people are like, you guys are still talking about basketball. I do think it's awesome that
it's not even in season.
we've reached the point in Chicago where people want to come here again. And for a long time after Jordan left, people did not want to come here after the way that Jordan was treated. But that's changed. And that's changed a lot because of Derrick Rose. And I think Derrick made it cool to be a Bull again. And we see that with so many things. And he's here. He lives here. Like, I know he got a home in LA and all these other places, but he lives here. And like the fact that he's an ambassador of the team again helps. Like him doing the pictures with the rookies this week, and like Caleb pulling up to the draft and having a Rose pin. It's just that's why I say all the time, he's one of the most important Chicago Bulls of all time.
Absolutely.
Like he didn't get the win, he didn't get like even like the ending to his career here that he probably should have, but like he's extremely important to this organization.
And like you were talking about with making a starting five or a team with the Lakers, like Derrick Rose is standing next to Michael Jordan if we're making a Chicago Bulls starting five, you know?
Yeah. Second best Bulls player of all time, in my opinion. I get it, what you're saying, buddy, Money Mark, and whole, like, I get it. Like, there's a certain aspect to going to New York. And like I get it, because he's saying, sorry, not Money Mark, but Nick, he's saying New York isn't a destination. People are scared to play here. That's not true. I think even the idea of playing at Madison Square Garden, there's something about it. Like that's the big stage. People see it as the big stage. When you're talking about the biggest markets in basketball, it's Los Angeles and it's New York. Those are the big global entertainment capitals, right up there with Las Vegas for the fight world.
I mean, when I listen to the basketball podcast and watch the clips, when they talk about their careers, New York is always in contention, and they hadn't won a champion. They just won a championship after fucking 30 years. You know what I mean? Like that whole time, our whole lives, they've been a contender and worth something just because they're New York.
Yeah, no, Mikey V, even during the drought, New York was a destination. There's a reason why. There's a reason why Carmelo went there. There's a reason why New York. There's a reason why even when LeBron was trolling and saying he's the king of New York, it means something. New York is one of the biggest cities in the country. It's like it's a big market. It's the reason why the ratings for the finals were what they were this year, because it's New York. Like, like there's a reason why people still make jokes and call this like the second city, even though that's not why it's called the second city. There's a reason why, New York and LA, try to little bro Chicago all the time, because those are the big markets.
Like they get stuff just because of who they are.
Yeah.
Shout out to New York. Y'all are cool.
Yeah. Send us in your super chats. That is the best way to get your chats read on this podcast. You can also send us a humper chat at humperchats.com/Fightful.
Absolutely. We appreciate y'all super chats, y'all humper chats, y'all all the love, y'all showing up on a holiday to kick it with us a little bit before you get to your fireworks. And shout out to Chicago. I think we are official. I was talking on this podcast a few weeks ago about how my mom is obsessed with this Obama Center. She got tickets to this in November, so I think I'm going to Chicago in November because my mom's not going to fly anywhere without me. So I might be seeing you, my brother.
Yeah, my dad's already talking about trying to go as well. hot ticket at this point. Like
I don't even know how she got one.
You can go for free, I believe, on Tuesdays, but like that's booked up, I think, all the way for the rest of the year. I don't think you're gonna get in on one of those free days.
Yeah, my mom was in some like digital camp out thing or something. She probably sat for 3 days on her phone to get these tickets, but she got them, so we're pulling up.
Yeah.
So funny.
That time in the city, very hot here. Heat wave, it has been unbearable. All those people were like, "Hey man, what'd you do for your birthday?" I was like, "Nothing," because it was sweltering outside and I didn't want to deal with the heat.
Yeah, shout out to my homeboy. Did just celebrate a birthday in the heat. I was thinking about this week. I was like, because Denise, we're not gonna have a pod this week. I was like, maybe I'll go to Bakersfield since I'll have a couple of days to not do something. And then I looked at the weather report and I was like, you know what? I'm a chill. That shit said 108, and I was like, I'm gonna just stay at home. I'm gonna see y'all. Like I'll send y'all an email or something. Like
It was way too hot. Still hot. We got a lot of rain yesterday, but still very hot.
Hot rain.
Yeah.
Pretty gross. Shout out to summer though.
Yeah, no, summertime in the city is what it is. Gonna be very mixy for me next week. G1 is coming here next Saturday. Monday Night Raw will be here, Allstate Arena on Monday.
You pulling up?
I will be there actually.
Wow, what? Huh?
Sounds like that might be the return of a certain guy.
Two Phils in the building, Allstate Arena. We lit, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, it might be. Let's get into some of these super chats.
Absolutely. The homie Van Twinblade, shout out to Van Twinblade, says the Dog Riders versus the Bang Bang Gang. God, that sounds so wrong. Maya's gonna win the gauntlet on Wednesday because it's la 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 Maya world. I still don't know what the bit is here.
He's doing the Elmo thing. The la 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 Elmo's world.
Yeah, see, I'm terrible at this. But yeah, the whole Gabe kid, he's half gang, half Death Rider. Like, what's going on here? There's a lot of this going on over there.
A lot of interplay going on. I thought the Gabe promo package they played this week was really great.
He's dope.
He's like, all these people asking me, am I going to be a dog or a Death Rider? I'm both. It's like, all right, buddy. I guess that works. None of the rest of your crew has been like they fuck with the Death Riders. You're the only one that's like, nah, I'm on both sides.
And nobody's asking them questions. They're just like, yeah, do your thing. Oh, you have other friends? Yeah, sure, that's cool. I mean, it's pretty cool. Unprecedented in wrestling. I'm not mad at it. Let's try it.
Yeah. I don't think Maya's winning. Based on these video packages they're airing, I think it's pretty clear who's winning.
The clearest thing that could ever be clear is being laid out here, if anybody is saying it.
They had her out there like walking along on the pier, like they've shown like her whole journey through the gym and everything. I was like, oh yeah, I see what they're lining up.
The show is called Redemption, Philip Lindsay, and redemption is being redempted here. Is that a thing?
Every time they air one of these, and like I'm looking at my TV, I just keep thinking, have you ever seen a girl on fire?
Somebody put that, they like slowed down her walking across the pier. I swear I was thinking about that. I'm like, dog.
Every time, bro. Every time I see it, it's like, yo, just put the Alicia Keys joint on there at this point, bro.
She's walking on the pier looking backwards, and I'm just like, this girl is on fire, you guys.
Yeah, every time I see it, bro. It got the inspirational words and stuff with it. I'm like, yeah, it's very clear where this is going.
Shout out to Willow, though. These are going to be some great things and moments happening. Like, the fans know and react to her like how they should. This is going to make an even bigger reaction for her. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
The homie Minimal says, Celtics, what you doing? Yeah, we talked about Celtics. No one knows. Nobody knows.
Sorry, Boston fans. I have no idea what your organization is doing to you. Like, I don't understand this at all, guys.
They saw what Dallas did with Luka, and they were like, we could do a bonehead move like that. Send Jalen out of here. Send him out.
I mean, That is crazy when you think about the arguably the two best players on both of those teams from that NBA Finals are on other teams now.
They're gone. What?
Yeah.
And like they probably thought they were going to be in them jerseys for another couple of years. It's crazy. Cool Fool 1980 says thoughts on WWE changing fans' chants from "Holy shit" to "This is awesome" and censoring Braun Breaker's bloody face. In the words of the late Kobe Bryant, soft to Charmin. Yeah, I've seen this thing of them blurring Braun Breaker's face, Phil, and like what happened to the game I love, man. What is this? What are you doing?
We're in different markets now, man. We're selling to different people now, man. That's what that other company do. The other company do all that nasty blood and gut stuff, man. We're trying to be a family show. We want to be the Disney of pro wrestling. We ain't got time for that. Yeah. Nah, keep them chants over there. Look, hey man, we appreciate you buying, taking, and coming to the show. Keep it down though.
It's just so funny because we talk about it pretty often on this pod. It's like they're trying to give up like this is a party, this is that aspect. You could come and have fun, but like don't have too much fun. Like you relax. Like you can't be don't be cursing out here. There's kids in the crowd.
Yeah. Yeah, this is what it is, They're trying to appease way too many masters with, the Netflix deal, being in partnership with ESPN. Yeah, they can't be showing all the graphic stuff and have all this cursing going on.
It's so
I don't like
funny
it, but that's what it is. Sorry.
It's so funny because it's right in our face, but I legit forget about like how important the ESPN thing is, and like, yeah, dog, they don't want like bloody ass faces on like the ESPN website or like because like they show MMA, but like even then they're like the graphic stuff, they're not like here it is, like it's still kind of like censored and kind of put behind a screen,
You can't even put that kind of stuff on YouTube. That's why they make all of those thumbnails with someone bloody, black and white. That's why AEW does that, because you can't show blood in a YouTube thumbnail. You get your video taken down.
The Disney of pro wrestling. Shit.
Yeah, you know what it is. Now, Money Mark, bro. Jalen saying he went to the facility and tried to use his key card to see if it was real. Hilarious. Hilarious. Bro.
See, he's so funny, dude.
I like Jalen, bro. I'm sorry. I like Jalen Brown, man.
I like him a lot.
Yeah. It's cool, man. There's a history of black people being mistreated in Boston. So. Yeah.
Lucky he got his shit off for as long as he did there, honestly. The homie Grapple Geekery says, as a bicentennial baby, today definitely has me having mixed feelings. I'm having hot dogs and a beer, but not feeling like celebrating this milestone. Yeah, like starting with the UFC event, and they had all the flags waving and niggas was backflipping and stuff, and I was like, this feels weird. And like today, I haven't been thinking about this day all week or whatever, like other people have, and like I'll go to the store and randomly see a pack of hot dogs and chips being advertised, and I'm like, what are they advertising? I'm like, oh yeah, it's the 4th of July. So like it hasn't really been at the forefront of my brain, honestly.
Yeah. Big 250 for America. It's a big milestone.
How many of those? Now, see, this is not the podcast for that. This is not the podcast.
Listen, people got mad at me because I tweeted at one point when people were talking about like the Bill of Rights and stuff, and how initially that wasn't written with people like me and you in mind. And people was like, why does that matter? And I was like, it absolutely matters to me.
What do you mean, why does that matter?
It absolutely matters. I don't know what you guys are talking about. And they were like, the usual, you guys are so ungrateful thing. And I was like, I don't know if that's the take you want to go with this, but I feel you.
Going pretty far there. Going pretty, like 250 of them. But like, they're like, you guys just got things in the 1960s. We're still getting things. I don't even know if we could count 50 of them 250s.
Yeah.
The homie Meet Norma says, it feels like 107. These ribs and wings gonna have to wait. I'm celebrating my nephew's birthday today. Staying my ass off the National Mall. It's fine. Yeah, see? Wings and ribs. That's the barbecue I'm pulling up for you. See? You feel me? But yeah, that's what's so funny about the 4th of July, because it's in the hottest part of summer and they want you to be outside grilling and stuff and barbecuing. I'm like, let me be in a pool or inside.
Yeah. Yeah, all of the stuff about like the National Mall and the reflecting pool. Very funny memes about this reflecting pool.
Shut all this down.
What a wildly incompetent administration. I just
I read those files or some of those files one day. I remember I was at Denise's house in disgust. Like I couldn't even think straight for a couple of hours. And those guys are breakdancing in the White House right now. And like, if I went outside right now and yelled really loud, like I'd get arrested, you know? Like what world are we living in?
It's crazy, man. It's very crazy times.
Meet Norma South say Jaylen Brown is going to be a problem next year. The whole team at this point, like the Sixers are going to be fucking dangerous, you guys. Why would the Celtics do this? I just don't get it.
What a lineup, bro. And you don't have to pay VJ Edgecombe or Tyrese Maxey. I think they just gave Tyrese Maxey contract recently, but Edgecombe is still his rookie contract. So,
and them boys are young and hungry. Meet Norma Salsa says Celtics are Wizards trying. How you know? Yeah, no, like we talked about last week, man. Wizards are doing something, man. I'm happy. I'm proud of what the moves that they made this offseason so far.
Yeah. This was it's so crazy as well because people were praising Brad Stevens. And this is a very, very weird move. I don't know what we're doing.
Game is game.
Yeah. How do you, speaking of the how you doing thing, because I've seen this on commentary. Well, not on commentary, but on Twitter. Mm-hmm. How do you feel about now so many AEW wrestlers have catchphrases and like that's become the thing with the promos? Like, as I love the Jay White promo this week, and it just showed me how much this guy was missed on AEW programming, what he does with the microphone.
Tremendous.
But even his promo, he was getting the catchphrases off, the guns up, and I was like, yeah.
Like The Rock out there a little bit.
And I've seen a lot of AEW fans that are not happy with this introduction of more catchphrases. Just Leo doing the I'm fine thing, and Andrade's getting his catchphrase off. Some people are very unhappy with that. And how do you think about it? Because I have my thoughts.
I hadn't noticed how much it was till it was pointed out. Like, I was reading these things on the internet too, and I was damn, it is kind of a lot if you like recap it. I just, as a technical bit in a promo, I don't like it because it never flows well. Like, I have a catchphrase. What is it? The crowd says it, and then I say it. It feels very, as fans are saying, WWE-esque, but that's what the foundation that they established. So like when they're in those bits, it feels like we're watching that. So I can understand why they put those things together. But the other side is the Andrade thing is on fire. The Leo thing is on fire. Jay White, even though there was a lot of catchphrases, every one of those catchphrases hits. So it's like the stuff is working. So I can't be that mad about it. Honestly, in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't bother me.
I think it's funny that AEW fans keep acting brand new to wrestling.
Yes.
Catchphrases in wrestling have been a thing for so long. Wrestling. That's not something that WWE just thrust upon us. I know like the catchphrases are highly emphasized in WWE, but Jay White in particular has been getting catchphrases off for a very long time.
And like the greatest catchphrase guy ever is like Ric Flair, and he was not a WWE guy for a lot of that catchphrase shit.
Yeah.
SD.
Yeah, a lot of the people that we know that have gotten very popular, that have gotten catchphrases over and stuff. Yeah, that's part of wrestling. I don't know.
316, like that's T-shirts, NWO, like all of this is just catchphrases.
Yeah. I mean, WCW, how many guys there had catchphrases? Like in other places. That's why I'm like,
ECW.
This is wrestling, guys. A big part of wrestling is call and response. Mm-hmm. Even in the match, a big part of getting people excited when we know the finisher is coming is because it's repetitive. It's call and response. That's part of what wrestling is. It's a genre that relies on crowd participation. And in order for the crowd to participate, you need to be repetitive. Mm-hmm. That's why it works. I don't know why people are confused by this. The guys that started this company, the Elite, are big on catchphrases.
Huge on catchphrases.
Being the Elite was full of catchphrases. This is the worst town I've ever been in. Was incredibly over. It was a catchphrase. Good night. Mwah. Catchphrase.
He's never stopped doing it. He's always done that. This isn't even new.
Bro, all of these guys, it's a big wrestling thing. That's why I don't understand now. Certain AEW fans, they're like, I'm tired of all these catchphrases. It's wrestling.
Catchphrases are wrestling. Philip Lindsay is 100% on the money. Like every great that you've liked in your life is catchphrases. I mean, the great one, that's all this. Like I brought up Jay White, The Rock earlier. The Rock is nothing but catchphrases. His life is catchphrases. He exists in catchphrases.
Yeah, bro. Swerve came in with a ready-made catchphrase.
Swerve has a catchphrase. Yeah. Max. Hangman. They all have catchphrases.
Dog, it's wrestling.
It's wrestling.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I just think there's always this pushback. Why this was supposed to be different. I don't want it to be like that place. It just doesn't mean that it's turning it to that place. It's just that this is wrestling, and this has been a part of the company for the longest. I mean, Tony Storm is another one. Catchphrase.
Yeah, that's why I was landing at. It does nothing for me. Like I didn't understand really the pushback because I was just like, it doesn't matter. That doesn't drive or not drive a wrestling show for me. It's like that's kind of what wrestling is. Wrestling T-shirts exist because of catchphrases most of the time. So it's like, it's just kind of that's what this is.
I mean, the merchandising aspect of it is what it is, but I think a big part of it is, like I said, you need your audience to respond. You need your audience to participate. And if you just come out there and do the, grounded real life promos every week, and they don't know, like, of course they're going to do the oohs and ahs and respond, but like, yeah, when you get a catchphrase that hits like that and the crowd is going to play along, that's what you want.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Discourse is so funny.
Yeah. Watching Jay White out there, and he kept doing a little gun motion and doing all his catchphrases, and that crowd was in. They loved everything he was doing. This is what you want. This is everything you would want out of a hot baby face. Now, it's hilarious that Jay White is a hot baby face, but bro, Bang Bang Gang is over.
Yeah.
And I mean, again, throughout the history of this company, there has been a hot overact that had a catchphrase. Scissor me. Dog, that is such a perfect example, Devlin. The guy that we love, Ring of Honor, WWE, AEW, everywhere this guy has gone, he's over because of catchphrases.
His whole thing, he's built his career off of catchphrases to separate him from the pack because people didn't have catchphrases.
I just need people to relax. it'll be people doing the whole, why can't we just have fun? Why can't we enjoy wrestling? Why are we overanalyzing things? And then you guys are like, it's too many catchphrases. Y'all like wrestling or not?
No.
I'm confused, man. Like, when it's just give me the graps. It's like, yeah, but you still got to sell a product. You still got to get your crowd to participate.
Yeah. Just give me the graphs, guys. They're kind of annoying guys, too. Y'all are funny. There has to be a balance. The wrestling's a variety show, my guy.
Just don't know.
Like, if every show was Bloodsport, you'd be like, all right, eventually we need something else, you guys. Like, it's wrestling.
Yeah. I just figured I would ask because I saw a lot of the discourse this week, and I was just like, guys, what are we doing?
How you know?
How you know?
How you know?
Bro, but this is what I'm saying, bro. The crowd was chanting how you know at him before he could even say it this week. That's
And
what you want.
Every day of my life, 100 times a day, it's fine, he's fine. Like, that is, I exist and he's fine. Every time somebody talks to me, I'm like, he's fine. Like, that's a fucking catchphrase. And isn't that what you want? Like, isn't that how this works?
Buddy.
Leo Rush keeps showing up everywhere because this little fool guy's catchphrases.
Bro. Roosh is one of the most just give me the graps guys in this company. He even has a catchphrase.
He does.
And it's great every time he hits it because it's just like he be gritting his teeth and like, get the horns. Like, he be getting his shit off.
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't know. I think people got to relax, man.
They're not going to.
Of course not. Everything had to be, us versus them. Everything had to be so adversarial. It's strange.
The homie Van Twinblade also says, did y'all see the FIFA graphic they put out when Canada, USA, and Mexico all made it out the group stage? C, exclamation point, U, exclamation point, M, exclamation point,
Sorry.
is a buck wild way to put that. I didn't see this, Phil. This sounds crazy.
I did not see that, Van. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, that sounds insane. Shout out to all the World Cup homies. It has been so fun existing in a world where everybody outside is wearing soccer jerseys for some reason, and everybody's drunk at all hours of the day. It's just noon, and I'm like, what's up with homie on the street corner? Like, people are just having a great time, and it's been pretty phenomenal.
Yeah. Summertime, baby.
Drunk at noon, Gene. Like, no disrespect, but like, take it easy out there. The other Mikey V says, if they pull the trigger in Clearwater, who's Kenny defending against in Canada? Swerve, Okada, or do they finish the trilogy with MJF?
That is a good question.
That is a really good question.
I have no idea because it's very clear that Max versus Kenny was probably supposed to be the Redemption main event.
Yes.
I believe Dave and Brian talked about it on Observer, and they were saying, as far as they knew, that was going to be the Redemption match, and it changed pretty quickly to this week, and they weren't aware why. So I don't know. I have to assume Kenny's going to have some kind of match. It's Canada. You can't not have him in a match.
I mean, if you just recap our podcast since they announced Redemption, we've been on here every week like Kenny's probably going to win the big one there. Like, we were under the impression that made the most sense. But I mean, him going into it makes a lot of sense too. I just don't like what story makes the most sense of him getting a win before All In? Oh, like over who? Like beating Max again, I guess could be a thing, but
I doubt it.
Do you need to really run that back after he's going to beat him potentially on Wednesday?
No, because I don't see
not if he's just going to win again.
No, because I don't see Max losing twice.
Most important thing, 2 times in a row for Max? Hell no.
No, I don't see him losing on TV and then going to pay-per-view and losing. Because if you were going to do that, why wouldn't you just do the match there?
Yeah. Right. Yeah. That probably makes the most sense. It's like if this match is going to happen, why wouldn't they just do it there in the first place? Like, what's this beach break kind of what feels like a pivot happening so quickly. Why is it happening?
Maybe you can do Kenny Mox.
Oh yeah, that's the story actually.
I think Kenny Mox makes a lot of sense with the way that Kenny initially beat Mox for the championship. He brought it up this week in his promo and in the backstage segment, and how he wasn't proud of the way he beat Mox the first time. That could be the match, but I don't know.
That kind of makes the most sense, honestly, with the story they've been telling with the after pay-per-view Kenny and Ospreay things. And Ospreay was talking pretty salty this week to Kenny, and maybe Kenny's like, all right, I'm going to beat your guy before I beat you.
Maybe.
We'll get back. Problem is beating Mox. That's another story we're going to tell when we get to it.
We'll get more into the Dynamite stuff. I thought this was one of the best post pay-per-view Dynamites we've gotten in a long time.
Love the stories that they're told, and we'll get into it. Metal Death 316 says, and just like Disney, they don't have writers/bookers worth the damn. LOL.
Hey man, another company that likes its nostalgia, man, has been doing its live action versions of its own movies. Yeah, they like the greatest hits.
Listen, does the audience like the greatest hits, Phil? I feel like there's a section of them that do. That's why they keep doing this.
Yeah, their audience loves the greatest hits.
You know,
WWE audience, yeah, absolutely.
Every time Stone Cold comes out, they fucking love it. So why would they stop?
Listen, the greatest hits work. That's why That's why
they're the greatest hits.
They're already hits.
Appreciate that, Metal Death. Mr. Muscle says, these days, this holiday makes me feel weird. My birthday's already 9/11. Just feels tarnished as hell.
Your birthday being 9/11 is wild, bro. That's
the Blueprint anniversary. He can celebrate that, Phil.
Hey man, being able to say with your birthday, always remember is wild, bro.
Yeah. I just kind of want to know what went on that day in 2001, Sam. Like, did you how was your day that day? Was it just like you celebrated the birthday, you didn't care? That's so funny because I just was talking to someone about 9/11 because of course I famously backyard wrestled on 9/11. So yeah,
very funny.
Ben Sifner says, did you hear Jalen say the bar is low for smart people in sports? If you heard Carmelo Anthony on his podcast, I would say enough said. Yeah, I mean, 100% what Phil and I were talking about. It feels like anytime someone is outspoken like him and kind of on that level, they try to diminish them or do whatever that they do to that to make them feel less than, even though they're smart. It's confusing.
Yeah, no. That's one of those things where people might feel a way about Jalen saying it, but he's not wrong.
Because they love the dumb guys. You know what I mean? Like when the dumb guys are being dumb in the NBA, they fucking put them on a platform.
Yeah, he's not wrong. There are a lot of guys that are, that were academic athletes, but that was only to be on the team. It's not like they were like the smartest guys in school. Like they were athletes. And we see some of the biggest voices in the sport. Listen, Stephen A is a very intelligent guy, but we see a lot of stuff that he runs with and how he absolutely speaks to the lowest common denominator sometimes.
1,000%.
Kendrick Perkins is a regular on ESPN. Yeah, Jalen ain't wrong. I'm sorry. He's not wrong. It's another, he said something and people just, yeah. It's just like what he said that he didn't really even say publicly. He was saying in a private conversation about Bronny and people got so mad. And I was like, but he's right.
And like someone who can say it because he's a fucking elite basketball player, Yeah. If anyone could comment, an elite basketball player could.
Yeah.
The other Mikey V also says it's crazy how much better TK books LP than Gato.
Yeah, great match this week. All these people that keep trying to compare him
Usually
to
does.
Logan, the people that were saying he looks like Logan Paul, I was like, guys, please get out more, please.
People make that distinction. I guess I've
Yeah,
seen LP so much that I couldn't. So I
yeah.
guess.
People were calling him Timu Logan Paul, which I'm just like, please get out more.
And like a gazillion times better worker than fucking Logan Paul, you guys. What do you mean? If anything, it's the other way around. And it's
Yeah,
so funny because he does when Logan Paul was like, nobody's ever done this spot, this fucking diving moonsault. LP does that spot
exactly.
and better than him.
Yeah, people that only watch one company are the only people that would say that.
Oh, very funny. Leonard Aarons, our homie, says, it's honestly insane to look back to 2023 New Japan and see how Mox, Finley, Jay, and Will are now tied to each other in 2026. Death Riders versus the World fixing the kickoff in a major way for real. Yeah, to see that wasn't that long ago. Like, I remember being at a lot of those San Jose New Japan events because in 2023 they were doing like 3 a year or something, and like seeing those guys there, seeing how Jay was there, and like a couple years later seeing how he is, and Osprey was at a certain place and now he's at the top of the game. It's crazy to see those transitions.
As somebody that at one point said Jay White is one of the greatest Bullet Club leaders of all time, and I got some hate for that. Watching how over he's gotten with Bullet Club Gold and Bang Bang Gang has been very vindicating because I was like, yeah, no, I told you guys who Jay White is. Y'all just weren't trying to hear me.
This week felt super extra vindicating in the Jay White love because like it's like, oh, that's how like a guy that knows how to use the mic and navigate through a fucking TV promo does it. And he ain't even working yet. Like he's an even better worker than he is a talker, and he's a tremendous fucking talker.
Listen, I like all those guys. Ace Austin, the Guns, Juice. I like all of those guys. But they are a drastically different act with him standing out front.
They are.
And you see it immediately.
Felt like a different group. Like it's like they were just like some cool guys. Like Ace Austin's one of my favorite wrestlers that are kind of making their moves. They're doing some good videos and vignettes, but seeing them next to Jay White, it's like, oh, they look like something now.
Yeah, no. Nah, he's got an it factor. He's been a world champion. He's had big matches at the Tokyo Dome, Madison Square Garden. Nah, he's proven.
And that's if we're about to live in Osprey land, Phil, like what a fucking opponent for world champion Osprey.
Would like to see it.
What an opponent. Run it. Cause like I don't know. I guess I'm kind of at a crossroads because like babyface Jay White is tremendous as we've seen, but heel Jay White that's where the money is, right?
Yeah, it is.
And then Leonard Aarons also says, pro tip, if you got to get a whiteboard with all these teams listed with you in the middle, that's the most pick-me shit ever. Also, pathetic as fuck and a clear sign you should probably retire. I mean, LeBron's not opposed to being the biggest pick-me, though, Phil, as we've seen a lot of times.
I think a lot about this is very funny. I will keep some of my thoughts about it to myself because some people already think that I hate this man. And I don't particularly like him, but I just think some of this is funny because if other people were doing it, people would call it what it is. There's a lot about this that is very funny to me, though. And it's even funnier because, like I said, a lot of it, I predicted it, and it makes it even funnier, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I still remember the year he was getting ready to break the scoring record, and I said immediately, as soon as he breaks the scoring record, he gone. See you later. And that's exactly what happened before the game was even over.
He was gone so fast. He couldn't wait.
Just listen. I think certain things about him are going to age poorly. I'll just say that, and I think it's funny. The more and more people try to defend it, the worse it looks, and it's so funny because we've seen this in two different conversations at this point, where now you've got this thing happening with Lakers fans versus LeBron fans online, and I've been telling you guys for over a decade, his fans are extremely annoying. A big part of why I don't like him is his fans. And it's the same thing happening currently with this Lupe and Kendrick discourse. I keep telling y'all, it's his fans. Kendrick's fans some of his fans are very annoying.
Absolutely.
And y'all not getting it. And it's so funny because Punch put his response out there because Lupe was on Culture United with the company man. Really good if you have not listened to it. Great conversation. And Kendrick alluded to something that he saw that he didn't like. And that led to, some dots getting connected. Lupe had a conversation with Punch. Punch came out on Twitter and said, we had a conversation. Everything's all good. We're good. People were mad at Punch. People were mad at Punch. And it's so funny because Lupe said something on a podcast during this conversation. And I was like, he's right. But not a lot of people are not going to hear it because we're in this era of stands and trolls. But he was like, yo, fans are getting people killed. Like, maybe not just completely literally, but like online and like some of the things that are happening with some of these guys' careers, it's fans that are escalating these things.
1,000%.
And so to see all of this happen and Punch put out a statement and the fans were getting mad at Punch, I'm like, yeah, because y'all don't want this. Y'all don't want conversations off the timeline. Y'all want mess. Y'all want drama. Like, y'all don't want grown men just getting off the timeline and having a phone conversation that y'all are not privy to. Y'all think everything is for you, and it's not. And I think that's a lot of what's wrong with this Lupe thing. It ain't what Lupe's saying. No, y'all have been in this spot for the past 2 years where y'all want anybody that says anything about Kendrick for Kendrick to come out and shoot at. No, everything is not going to turn into a rap beef. That's not what this is. It's so clear that's what this is. They want Lupe to get in the booth and say something about this guy.
Exactly.
They want it to be real. They want it to be that Lupe hates this guy so bad so it can turn into another rap beef. That's not what this is.
Right. And I hate how fans they feel entitled, to like Punch, to knowing what the conversation exactly word for word was with Punch and Lupe. It's like, no, if they hashed it out in private, they hashed it out in private. We don't need to be on the live with them knowing what they're talking about. Like, people just feel entitled to so many things.
No, bro, 100% 3-1-8 shot. Shoot, Scooter. The way Company Man handled that conversation, not a lot of people are going to do that. They want chaos. They want somebody to go on and ask him all these questions about Kendrick.
Get messier.
And to make it messy, and that's not what this is. That's why he was asking him questions about, like, okay, well, what is your definition of lyricism, and like, how can we investigate this? Like, and there are a bunch of things he said on that podcast that I was like, oh yeah, this totally lines up what I know about Kendrick, about Lupe, because he was saying that he focuses on punchlines and bars, and like that's what he thinks is high level lyricism. And I was like, yeah, somebody that's been a fan of him for a long time. I know that. And that's why I was so confused by the time, like, going, what is he talking about? I was like, bro, how long have y'all known Lupe? This guy used to rap like Fabulous. There are old Lupe songs where he sounds like Fabulous. He says that's how he learned how to rap. When you think of like his career, a lot of his career is punchlines. The thing that makes murals is it's a bunch of punchlines, guys. It's a bunch of punches. But yeah, I thought Company Man handled the situation very well.
As he usually does.
Yeah, one of the best guys in media right now. I thought he handled the conversation with Lupe very well. I could not have been happier that he asked the question that I've wanted someone to ask Lupe forever. I don't know if you saw it, but he was like, one of my favorite Lupe songs, theme music to a drive-by. How did that song come together, and why didn't it make the album? I was like, this is it. This is enough for me for the interview. I don't need to hear anything else. This is a question I've wanted somebody to ask him for his entire career.
Why is he on this promo run? He's just being outside, or what's going on?
He explained that as well, because they were like, you're on a press tour, and he very hilariously called it like a pressure tour, like people have been kind of on his neck. But he made the point, the quality thing, he jumped on a stream with that dude because he didn't like how that dude was talking. He was like, hey, what's up with you? Like, you want smoke? I'm going to give you smoke then. Like, what's up with you? And that's what I said. Even if you listen to my rant last week, that's what I said from the beginning. He was like, hey, what's your problem with me? Why are you talking about me like this? And dude immediately responded with, well, you can talk about Kendrick like that, so I can talk about you like that. No, that's not the point. I'm asking you a direct question. Like, why are we deflecting the Kendrick thing so you can get your clips off and do thumbnails? Like, it's nasty.
I tried to do it again with the Nas thing this week too, and it's like, all right, you guys.
Again, if you know Lupe, you know how ridiculous the Nas thing is. Like, in the context of the conversation, I understood what he was saying. It was a wild soundbite, but he also clarified what he meant later in that conversation, which of course nobody clipped. He also told a story in there about how his hero is Nas. The two guys that inspired him, two of his biggest influences, are are Nas and Hove. I mean, if you know, you know, this guy is a huge Nas guy. Like King Nas is an ode to Nas. He told the story about Nas hearing that song and rapping his lyric from that song back to him, and how he was like, I'm done now. I don't have to do anything else as a rapper. That's it. I mean, when you look at, he talked about how his first two albums were heavily influenced by It Was Written, and how he thinks It Was Written is one of the greatest hip hop albums of all time. How
You can hear it.
the script and everything on the album cover was influenced by Nas. Like, no, this guy's a big Nas fan. That's what makes some of this so funny. I'm like how well do y'all know Lupe? Lupe wouldn't just disrespect Nas.
They don't. They just always are looking for ammo. It all started with that damn hip hop honors thing when he got the Tribe lyrics wrong. It just been downhill for some people since then.
he dropped an entire timeline of those kind of things. And when you really look at it, it's like, yeah, people have been playing with his name for a long time. And he told a story about the hip hop honors thing and how he was going and doing the rehearsals for this. It was all love. He was invited to do it by Busta Rhymes and a lot of people that put that performance together. And he fumbled through the words, you know. He was embarrassed. But, you know, it was all cool. It was all love after the show until Vibe magazine put out that quote where he was like, I didn't even listen to Tribe like that growing up anyway. And he was like, you know, we did that interview before the performance, and they put it out around the performance, and it made him look crazy. And of course, they didn't come out and retract it.
No.
You just see that soundbite, and then you put it with him fumbling the words, and it makes him look nuts. And he was like, man, I still have beefs to this day with people y'all love because of that. I have people, he was like Q-Tip called me screaming at me because of that. He was like, man, it's people y'all love that I hate and I'll never mess with again because of that.
Shit.
Yeah. But that's the industry playing industry games, bro. And that's why I'm like, the clips and the engagement farmers, man, it's just a nasty game.
I hate them.
Yeah. But that's, if you remember, this was my rant last week about the quality thing. I was like, bro, I hate this kind of thing because if it's me, can you imagine us as podcasters? And Lupe's in our comment section. He's going on. We send him a link to a stream, and then he comes on. And then that's what we decide to do with a Lupe interview.
Well, this is how you talk to Kendrick.
Bro, it's too much, bro. And that's why I've been saying for years, everything ain't for the timeline. I think there's a lot of stuff that can be sorted out offline. And he made a point of saying, like, okay, yeah, he was on some of these streams because, you know, he's human, and he got online and he would just see his face on a thumbnail or something. It's like, why is this person talking crazy about me? And so he'd watch it to see what they were saying. And, you know, it led to people going, oh, he's gotten to, he's in the comments. It's like, well, a lot of your favorite rappers do that. Y'all just don't know about it. A lot of your favorite wrestlers do that. um, but it's just like he went on. The funny thing is, people are like, he went on this press run talking about Kendrick, and he hasn't. Like, he went on with homeboy on the other podcast that was also on this panel, and they had a great conversation. He went on and talked to some other people. Great conversation. Did this conversation with Culture United, and it was great. I just think he's like, I'm not gonna let y'all disrespect me. I'm not gonna let people talk crazy about me and just not say anything. And he said, he made a point in this interview of saying, "Hey man, none of this matters no more. My career is my career. My life is my life. People saying I'm jealous. Like, bro, I have a wonderful life. I have a very blessed life. But at the same time, I'm not gonna just let y'all talk crazy. And if sometimes y'all want smoke, I'll give you the smoke you want."
Mm-hmm.
And I keep telling y'all, I've seen this before. I know who this guy is. I know where he's from. I get it. Y'all just don't get it. I see it. I see exactly what this is. People just keep trying to make it something it's not. And there's some more tone to this. The same thing as the Jaylen Brown thing of this guy thinks he's smarter than he actually is. Now, I might be just as smart as I actually think I am. You're just not listening.
Yep.
That's the problem.
Mm-hmm. Nobody's listening at all.
Because
it's not to the real point. It's just to whatever narrative they want to build, you know?
Absolutely. I think we got some more humper chats. We got some more super chats. I just wanted to get into a few of these humper chats before we get into the main topics. Here we go. We got a few from Tony P. Says, was a light week. So going right into two Petty of the Week winners, Jaylen Brown and Black people. Brown didn't give no more fucks, just started going off. Black people, we are special. We took over white supremacists Facebook group, give them racist the blues, and took it over. Bravo. I did not see this, Tony. That is hilarious.
I don't know what this is concerning, but it sounds insane.
That's hilarious. I don't know. I think Boston Celtics organization might be more petty than Jaylen Brown in that situation.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of pettiness in that situation, and a couple of fingers could be pointed, but I'd point it the most to the Celtics for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. But Jaylen Brown has been very entertaining in this offseason, and I get it. I get why some people are like, it's trouble when you start doing the live streams and you start being more accessible.
It is.
Because it gets easier to do exactly what they did to Kendrick or what they've done. I mean, to Lupe and other people, is to clip things and take things out of context. And, you know, it's harder to control it. So I get that. But I think for the most part, he's been harmless. Him saying this has been his favorite season. You know, people are taking that away. But, you know, maybe he really feel that way. And it might be context to that we don't understand.
Yeah, that's what the issue with these streams is. Like, dudes be streaming for 4 hours and then they clip the 30 seconds and they try to act like that's the whole vibe. And like, that's just the offhanded comment in this 4-hour stream that this guy was on.
Bro, if it happens to us, it happens to people on streams all the time, man. It's just, that's just what it is. And, you know, we're in a very lazy time period where people don't want to read an entire article. They just want to go by a blurb or a headline. They don't want to listen to an entire conversation. They just want a sound bite, and then they'll take the sound bite and think that is representative of like what that person thinks.
And it ain't.
Yeah, it's just like, it's not that simple, man. Like people don't care about context no more though. People just want, you know, clicks, engagements, arguments, drama. Like, just, it's on and on and on. It's too much.
I'm tired of it.
Very. It's very annoying. I at some point I was looking at all this Kendrick and Lupe stuff, and I was like, y'all not tired of this? Y'all don't think this is annoying? Because it's extremely annoying. Some people that were saying certain things about Lupe and the band, I'm a fan, so I'm just like, yeah, but that's not true. Or people trying to make him out to be a certain way, and I don't know the guy personally, but I've followed him long enough that I'm just like, no, that's just not true.
I'm a fan of both, so I stand on both sides, and I'm like, everybody's annoying on everybody's sides.
Yeah, people trying to put his albums up against Kendrick's albums and like put him up against him as an artist. I'm just like, we don't need to do that. Like, if you like Kendrick, you like Kendrick. Like, nothing is going to change your opinion of that. I like both of these artists as well. I don't feel a need to compare their albums. Both of them have good discographies, which that was also a thing that I was like, oh, I'm not going to let y'all do that. People that were like, oh, he has a terrible discography. And I was like, okay. Y'all, people that stopped listening to him after the Cool, you can do that. But if you didn't listen to the other albums, I don't want to hear from you.
There's only the one known, I wouldn't even say miss, but the one that record labels and all that, it's just lasers. That's it. Like all that other shit is fucking bangs. All of it.
He's got albums that aren't that great, but
they're still extremely great rap. They're not bad albums. That's the difference. You know what I mean?
Are we arguing Tetsuo and Youth is not a classic? I think it's a classic.
Yeah, it is.
I think at the very least he has 3 classic albums.
I just don't understand why they're being compared.
Because how dare this guy say he's a better lyricist than him? And I think that's...
I can't believe, Philip Lindsay, a rapper would say that. How fucking dare he?
Y'all were just mad at Cole because Cole said he doesn't think he's the best.
Come on, man.
But this guy saying he thinks he's better than Kendrick, now y'all mad? Which one do y'all want?
CM
just
Punk
say y'all want another battle, dog. Like, just...
That's it. CM Punk is still saying he's the best wrestler in the world, dog. These are what these people say. This is what's supposed to happen. Lupe till his grave should be like, I'm better than everybody. That's what he built a brand off. You know what I mean? He's going to stick behind that. Cole moved a little bit different with this stuff, and he did things but in a different way. But that's just rap, man. This is all rap.
The funny thing is, he even said in an interview he doesn't think he's the best. That's the best part. Because they asked him, does he think there are 100 battle rappers better than him? And he said, no, there's about 18. And he was like, he said again, reiterated, I think Kendrick is great. He's done stuff that will never be topped. He's had an incredible career. He's had a better career than me. He makes better music. He makes better albums. But when it comes to lyricism, I'm better than him. He has every right to say that. And I don't think that's a crazy thing to say.
If a rapper says you're better than me in every aspect except this one, I'm going to take that. I'm going to go, yeah, I appreciate you, big dog. Oh, I'm better than you in everything except that. I think I'm okay with that. I think Kendrick is okay with hearing that.
He's been bigging Kendrick up for a very long time.
Yeah.
That's what makes a lot of this funny as well, when people are like, he hates him.
Biggest issue is like everybody talking about this don't know what the fuck lyricism is on any level. So like you can't even the nuances in this conversation. Most people that are discussing it don't even understand what's going on. So you know what I mean? Like you can't discuss what type of lyricist Kendrick is compared to the type of lyricist that Lupe is because they don't fucking know.
I just don't think it matters that much either.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
Do you like this shit? Do you play this shit when you get happy? That's all that fucking matters.
Do you agree with his opinions or no? I don't agree with everything Lupe says, but it don't matter. It's his opinion. Who cares? And who am I to say he don't have the right to have that opinion? As somebody that does this.
And again, Kendrick is probably my number one, but he got a song recently with Kodak Black, and he liked that song a lot. So like, where's the line? Where's the fucking line? What is this?
There are some Kendrick takes that I will not say anywhere because I don't want people to yell at me. But I definitely thought, because there were some people saying there are a bunch of people that are better than Lupe, and I was like, oh, y'all don't want to know all the rappers that I think he's better than. Because y'all would not be happy with it. Because there are a lot of rappers y'all love that I think he's better than them. That was that quote this week where somebody was like, can you believe NPR said Denzel Curry is better than Travis Scott? And I was like, he is, though. I'm sorry. He is.
I was like trying to think of like, what aspect are they talking about where Travis is better? Because we'll sold more records? Sure.
Yes. Bigger hits? Absolutely.
You got it.
Yeah. Tony also says the good AEW Wednesday started the build to the next 2 pay-per-views, while Thursday was better with the in-ring, Boston being in shambles. Of course, you would be happy about Boston being in shambles as a Miami fan. He says the bad, Ibu tried to warn people that things would look good, but it will end up being shit, and boy, was he right? I didn't see the Ebu thing you're talking about, but Ebu is one of those people that's often right about something, and he's just early to say it. And people will jump all over him, and a lot of his stuff has aged a lot.
And no one ever goes back and apologizes or takes it back either when they slander him for his early stuff.
That's not how the game works, man. It's not how this works.
But how you gonna keep running with the narrative when that's not what it is?
Don't matter.
I hate these people on the internet. Shout out to the homie Dave Meltzer. What a week.
What a crazy week for Dave. Dave basically going into witness protection over this 5-star thing. It's so
Dave
funny.
said,
bro.
I'm gonna be out of town. My phone's gonna be off. Maybe I'll see y'all on Monday.
Yeah. Yeah. He's like, yeah, listen, man, I gotta watch it at home. It wasn't the same in the building. I'll let you guys know later. Then he put out his update. Look, man, people are telling me what they think, and I'm going on vacation. Maybe next week.
Dave has never. When I saw him say that part, Phil, where he was like, essentially, it felt like people were having an influence on how he was moving. I was like, Dave never moves like this, though. It's usually like, this is my thing, and fuck you for trying. But for him to be like, the crew was on my ass, dog. I got to do something about. I got to go. He's telling all this, man. I think I got to go off the grid at this point. The crew don't fuck around, Phil, as we know.
Yeah, I think a lot of this is very funny. I do think it's absurd that he just didn't just give it a. I mean, first of all, to me, I think it was match of the night. Now,
Yes.
It's debatable if it was on a card with a lot of excellent matches.
Like my match of the night was the main event, but anybody like this, the women's match was right next to it. Like there could be a story told that was a better match.
It's totally subjective. Nobody's wrong here. If he came out and was like, "Hey, 4 3/4," I would be like, I mean, look, I don't agree, but that fits his scale. But if he also was like, nah, 5-star, I'd be like, yeah, absolutely, the 5-star. But it's just so funny because there'll be so many people that are like, oh, Dave doesn't know anything. He's a hack. I don't care about this guy's about his match ratings. But then you're like, put that match rating out. It's like, well, why do you care if you think he's a hack? Like, why do you care about his rating? Just so you can argue with him?
We don't care at all as soon as this rating comes out. Oh, let's all talk about it. Put that rating out. What are you doing? It's like, well, do you like it or do you not like it? Because I don't understand.
Everything about it is extremely wild. I've laughed at everything about it. I laughed at how absurd his responses to it were. Because Dave is just like, well, what? I'm going on vacation. I'll see you guys in a week. It's all very funny to me.
And he's also right. Matches are different live and on TV. I haven't watched the show in full, but I've watched a lot of the Swerve and Ospreay match, like on my phone or on TV, and it hits way better than it did in the arena, just because of how cameras can flow sometimes. Like the live wrestling experience is great a lot of the times, but sometimes being so far away, not being up, how the arena is, like things could be lost in translation. So I understand why Dave's like, I have to check it out in different mediums. I think he's definitely doing something there, but like that's a good excuse. It works. Just put the fucking rating out, Dave. Who cares? We know you're gonna rate it lower than other matches because it's a fucking women's match in America. That's what you do.
Mercedes tweeted right after AEW in her usual tweet storm that she does when she's trolling and doing the heel stuff. And in one of those tweets, she tagged Dave and did the pointing finger. And I was like, we're already starting. Apparently, 36 minutes ago, she tweeted at Dave, tagged him, and did the meme of the guy on the golf course with the we're waiting. Yeah, I don't foresee this getting any better in the next few weeks.
This is horrible.
Especially now that she has tweeted. It's just going to continue to get worse for the next few days. But as somebody that loves to laugh at these kind of things, it was very funny to me.
She said waiting. Oh my God, dude. The crew's about to eat Dave alive. He should probably turn his phone off. You think the other ratings piss people off? This is about to drive people.
Nah, Dave. Put that hot dog down. Turn the show on. It's time, dog. Get in front of your computer. Move some of those papers around and sit down and watch this thing. And it's time. Put the rating out.
Hey, Phil, as someone who knows procrastination and a bit, when I'm like, no, let me go clean the toilet real quick first. Whoa, what's going on outside? I think a dog's barking outside. This is what Dave is doing right now with that rating.
Bro.
Oh, you want me to fix the cabinet? Yeah, no, I'll fix the cabinet this weekend, actually. I was planning on it.
Yeah. AEW this week, days after Forbidden Door. AEW sometimes is not the best at following up its pay-per-views. That is absolutely a valid criticism of this company. But then on top of that, is this a safe space to admit some of the weekly AEW stuff hasn't been my cup of tea?
This is a safe space.
Don't get me wrong. AEW, I've enjoyed Dynamite for the most part, but sometimes Dynamite can feel very uneventful.
This is a safe space. As someone, Phil, who does a watch along, we've had Denise and I usually do the watch along in the post show. There, a couple weeks ago or something, we didn't do a post show because there was nothing to talk about. And it's like, how many times, even on this pod, sometimes, how many times can we say that was a great match? Or like what angle of the different way to say this match is great. It's like, I love them. The matches hit every time. I'm enjoying watching the program, but like, as far as like newsworthy things happening, sometimes it's not that.
Yes. This episode was the direct opposite. Very eventful episode from start to finish. This is sometimes when I think Dynamite is at its best, is when it's focused. It has an overarching story from start to finish, and Collision is the show that gives you just the matches and, less of the filler. And I think that's why sometimes Collision is so enjoyable. But if Dynamite is going to be the show with the storylines, you got to give us the storylines, and you got to give us like
good storylines.
You got to give us like the moment. And I think sometimes Dynamite misses the mark. This week, I thought it was great. We got the aftermath of Forbidden Door right away in the backstage segment with Kenny and Ospreay and Mox lurking around. I thought that this was very, very good. The interaction between Mox and Ospreay was great because it summarized the storyline with those two guys, and it refocused and showed people like, no, this has been Mox's plan all along. For Ospreay to say, hey, what do you mean by that? That, you felt like I have it. I'm the one. This has been Mox's point ever since he put that bag over Brian's head. He's been sitting around saying, look, man, this isn't it. I can't keep coming and saving this company from itself. You can't keep making me the break glass and emergency guy. I've been the ace of this company, but eventually I'm not going to be here. Somebody has to step up. And I'm doing all of this stuff. You guys might not like it, but it's a means to an end because I'm trying to build the next guy. I'm trying to build the next Jon Moxley. I'm trying to build 10 Jon Moxleys because I love this company, and this company can be so much better than it is. But at this rate, if we're just doing this, if we're just giving out watches and giving out people, giving out world title reigns just for people just because we like them and we don't want to tell the truth, then that's not what I signed up for. And he refined that in this segment because he's like, yeah, no, this is what he's been looking for all this time. So it made sense for him to say all of this and hand him the Death Riders patch and say, man, look, if you want to, you can ride with us. And we don't see him do this. We don't see him get this emotional about anybody. Just think about everybody else in the Death Riders. That's his crew.
Yeah.
But they don't look at him. He don't look at none of them like he looked at Ospreay in this segment. And I thought the way he played this was very good. I thought the way that Ospreay played it, like with reluctance of taking the patch, and the emotion from both of these guys, I thought it was very good.
Mm-hmm. I really enjoyed how the transition from Mox and Ospreay, and Mox is giving up the spiel. He's telling, essentially, he's like the proud dad, but he won't tell you that he's proud. Like, he just won't come on and say, "Hey, great job, kid." He has to be like, and then, like, you know how Mox gives it up. And Ospreay's just so focused. He's listening to every single word that Mox has to say. He's like hanging on to it. He's contemplating. He lets Mox speak.
Yeah.
Kenny Omega walks up and Kenny says one word and Mox is like, and Ospreay's like, I don't want to hear that shit. Don't talk to me right now. This is not the time. Like, just the contrast of like listening to Mox's every word, and then he gets to Kenny and he won't even let him get a word in edgewise at this point.
Yeah. The Kenny and Ospreay stuff was also very good because Kenny is like, man, very proud of you. Like, what you did out there was great. And he's just like, man, look, get to the point. I see how you're looking at this.
Why are you saying this?
He's like, get to the point. I see how you're looking at this patch. I see how you're looking at Mox. And it's like, he's not even hearing everything Kenny said because he's like, nah, he's in. He's Death Rider down now. Yeah. And so it's like, yo, he's looking at it basically like, yo, if you got a problem with Mox, you got a problem with me.
Which is crazy because what's the promo was Swerve being like, you're different, but Ospreay being like, I'm not different. But every point since Swerve said that, he's been doing different things that I'm like, hey, what's up with Ospreay though?
Yeah, no, that's why Swerve's words in that promo, they hit because no, he's right. Will has absolutely changed. And it is very apparent. It was apparent in the match. Mm-hmm. The way he won the match.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just so many things. I mean, Ospreay using the Death Rider and the paradigm shift in the match. Before he used the Tiger Driver. Just the way they spoke to each other in this backstage segment. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's changed. It's up. He's reluctant to call himself a Death Rider. He got upset when Callum was like, "Oh, you're a Death Rider?" Oh, that's all changed. He's in. He got in the match later in the night with that patch on. It was no reluctance.
Patch.
And already seeing Callum and Hanare vague tweeting like, "Yo, what's going on over there?"
I love Callum's energy already of being like, "What you doing? What's up, bro? What you mean?"
That's twice now. That's what he tweeted. He's like, that's twice now. So I love it. I love all that stuff. But the interaction with Kenny and Ospreay was so good because Kenny's like, man, proud of you. Like, what you did is amazing. And yeah, because there are a lot of parallels between Kenny and Ospreay and AEW. Mm-hmm. And the way they joined this company and what is expected of Ospreay.
Right.
Kenny wasn't at the same age and at the same height of his career when he joined AEW. Ospreay, this is it. This guy could easily be the guy that leads this company into the future. Mm-hmm. The same way people expected Kenny Omega to do it. But everything about this was just like, hey, man, cool. I'm glad to hear you, but like, me and Mox were talking.
And it feels like Ospreay thinks that Kenny has different motives than because Kenny's just trying to be like, hey, man, I see you. We were supposed to everything they were saying about me, they're saying about you, and you're executing. I think it's dope. I'm excited for your journey. What's going on? But like Mox keeps being like kind of side-eyeing it, or Ospreay keeps side-eyeing a little bit of like, but what's your motives though? Where is this leading? What do you mean? Like, what's the end goal here? And it really just feels like Kenny's like, I just want you to be happy and win and have a great career. And Ospreay's not understanding that.
You know what this feels like to me? This feels like when your friend starts dating somebody and they already know that you don't like them. Mm-hmm. And so it doesn't matter how much you're like, I'm happy for you. Mm-hmm. They already are like, no, you're judging me.
You're not.
And I think that's where Ospreay's coming from. Like, I already see you judging me and judging my decisions to be with the Death Riders. You keep saying you're happy for me, but like, say what you really want to say. Say you don't like Jon Moxley. Say you don't understand why I'm aligned with him. Like, get to it.
I like that story. Mm-hmm. I like that story a lot.
Yeah, which was great. And of course, Max comes wandering in afterwards, and I think all of that was great as well because they have been they've been slowly building the Osprey and Kenny stuff all year,
Mm-hmm.
and it just kind of feels like it's only a matter of time. Um, that of course set up the Max stuff to open the show, Max versus Mark Briscoe. Kudos to Mark. I thought he put on a great match with Max.
I like the match a lot.
Of course, I never believed that Mark was going to win,
No, not for 1
but
second.
I thought this was a good match, and I thought that it told a good story because Mark hates Max so much that he's looking at it like, oh, I'm going to catch you off guard by trying to get you in a match right after this big dangerous steel cage match we did at the pay-per-view, but you were also in that match as well. Mm-hmm. You're also not up to full health, and that came to bite him in the ass in this match.
Yep. I do like that they tried to do the same thing with Darby announcing the match right after the pay-per-view in the scrum. They tried to put the match in put it in the first match of the show to try to catch Max off guard. But yeah, that thing came into play because pretty immediately Mark Briscoe was bleeding, which is like residuals from this crazy cage match that you were just in. And Max went right after that. A lot of really crazy spots. One of the most beautiful shots of the week is Mark Briscoe hitting that froggy bow from the ring to the outside on Max to the table. The camera work was amazing. Everything about it was really really dope. Just a really fun way to kick off the show because they're trying to also tell the story of Max is getting fatigued too because he's kind of going 1,000 miles per hour. He's doing this cage match. He's wrestling Mark Briscoe. 1,000 different guys are after him. So like there's kind of a target on his back.
Exactly. But yeah, I thought it was very clear here that Mark's hatred for Max has gotten in the way of what his ultimate goal should have been, which was being AEW World Champion. Mm-hmm. And that really kind of cost him the match.
Yeah.
Even with the big froggy bow spot through the table that you're talking about, it's like, yeah, that was great, but you hurt yourself doing that because you're making a point of, and you were already hurt coming into the match, and you're just making a point of like, no, I want to hurt this guy as much as possible, and you're not just trying to win the match.
Mm-hmm. It worked for a little bit until Max finished him off.
Yes. Very much loved that Max used the Heat Seeker after he had busted him open, and that was the way he won the match. Love when wrestling does that. Everything makes sense and has its own logic to it.
Yes.
And afterwards, Max did what he always does. Put the ring on, tried to continue to beat down on Mark. Kenny came out for the save, which set up the crux of this episode, the question of will Kenny actually take him up on his offer, which I have many thoughts on. Mm-hmm. And I'll save some of those thoughts for a little bit. But that initial segment to set everything up and Max's offer, the way that they referenced the other two matches, the way they set the stakes for it, I thought was very good.
Yeah, like you said, starting with the Osprey, Mox, Kenny thing, and then Max comes in, and that leads into the match. And it's kind of in the back of Max's mind while in the match, which also kind of tells the story too. Yeah, all tremendous work, I think, from everybody involved in this.
Yes. Really, really liked everything about this. Starting the show that way, very good. The stuff with the Don Callis family, which haven't been the biggest fan of that, but I thought even the stuff coming out of this was good. The stuff with Kevin Knight, great. Had a really fun match with Leo. The Andrade stuff was fantastic. Andrade as a babyface needed to happen, and this one segment told me like, no, yeah, this guy should have been a babyface weeks ago. We're ready.
Just he doesn't have to say a lot when he talks, but he says so much, and it enhances the character, and he gets to get his little catchphrase off, as we were talking about earlier. Now, the stuff with him is hitting really hard. That's the only thing that's was a little bit confusing coming out of the episode, Phil, because I feel like he's so hot, and he's set up for a world title match, right?
Yes.
But The rest of the show didn't tell me that he's going to be getting the match I thought he was going to be getting.
So that was what was so confusing because Kenny, of course, made a point coming into the pay-per-view. Okay, I just got to get this out of the way. Mm-hmm. Zack Sabre Jr. challenged me. Let me get this out of the way. Let me win this match. And then I'm still on your ass, Max. I'm still not done with you. I've been saying for the longest, since the start of this year, all the way back to New Year's Smash, no, I want to be AEW World Champion, and I'm still coming for you. Mm-hmm. And so, great. I assumed we were going to get more of that on this week's episode of Dynamite, but you did this big babyface turn with Andrade at the pay-per-view, and the whole reason Andrade turned on Don is because he wants a world title match, and we got no interaction between Andrade and Max. Max referenced him in his segment backstage where he said, I haven't forgot about you. You won't know when it's coming. But I thought we didn't have anything direct with them. They didn't. I thought if anything, that was probably going to set up a match in between Forbidden Door and Redemption. But now that they've pushed the match up, where does that match happen now?
Because Max, yeah, that's what I'm wondering. I'm like, well, how does Andrade come out of this? He's still going to be hot, but it felt like he was at least going to get a title match against Max. But it don't seem like Max about to be champion by the time he's going to get his title match.
Yeah, I was very confused by that.
But still, great promo. The how you know, all that. The shirt he wore on the thing. He's going to be molten hot by the end of the year because he's already super hot.
Yes. Yeah, I'm seeing people in the chat say that it could be just Andrade versus Kenny at Redemption, but that kind of doesn't make sense because, yes, that's probably going to be a fire match. You could do that at Redemption, but Andrade's whole angle since coming back to AEW and wanting a world title shot has been tied to Max.
And like, are we going to go to Andrade's a babyface now? Him, it's kind of, we could get there, but it's going to be kind of confusing to get there.
Yeah. I don't understand that at all. But minor gripe. I did think about that, but yeah, it didn't stop my enjoyment of the Andrade segment and the Don Callis family coming out and jumping him. Mm-hmm. But I hope they have a plan. I don't know. I hope they have a plan for this because I was very confused.
Yeah, but I do like them making, like him getting out of Don Callis family. It's shown bright why it works this week with how he was moving.
I don't think that Kevin Knight should be long for this faction either. And it could be that I never wanted him in a faction to begin with, which I've made that clear on this podcast. But
very clear.
There's more stuff this week that I'm like, yeah, maybe get him out of this faction. Which the stuff with him and Darby, I also really enjoyed. Darby again feels like a big star every time he shows up. It's a big deal. And I thought the stuff with Don being a big hypocrite and saying, you should be in jail. You're a big criminal. You can't do this. You can't interfere in matches, as a guy that's constantly interfering in matches. I thought that was funny.
It's getting muddied up. The thing that I didn't want to happen is happening because, like, it feels like Jet is like this shining bright star that's trying to rise from the Phoenix, but there's like a dome over him. So, like, his star is still shining, but that dome, that Don Callis dome is existing there. So, like, Jet has like new gear and he's moving a certain way and he's looking $1 million, but it's like he can't fully get his shit off because Don Callis is getting the heat. So it's like the thing I was worried about is kind of happening, but he is in a big prominent position. He is also always on TV. He's in this thing with Darby Allin. So like, I'm liking the bits of it, but I feel like it could be more.
Yeah.
Without Don Callis.
Yeah. Also, Kevin is another guy that's saying, hey, man, I agreed to be on this team with you. I went out there and wore that stupid shirt because I wanted a title shot, Max. Where is my shot? And so now, again, you've got another dangling plot thread that is just kind of there if Max loses the belt next week.
I don't even know when Max is going to get the belt back either. So like we're going to play up this story in 2 years again or something. Like I don't really like, what do you mean? Like it's crazy to build all those things and it's seemingly going to be over next Wednesday.
Yeah, Devlin, bro, I see it as well. Devlin says, nah, something is weird with the Jet and Don Callis. He just keeps cutting Jet off when he speaks. This is what I'm saying. It just doesn't mix. I don't think it works well. I don't think he's a good fit for Don Callis family. And this could
be saying it already.
This could be intentional. Maybe they're playing it up that, Don keeps cutting him off, and eventually Kevin is going to stand up to him, and he's going to leave the faction. But I just don't think this has been a good fit from day one.
I don't like it. That could be the story. Again, they could get there, but like, I don't know if I'm going to like how they get there.
Yeah. So. We'll see. We'll see. There's plenty of direction that they could go with Kevin Knight. They're clearly setting up something with him and Fletcher. The Darby stuff is still going. You got a ton of options. So it's not.
Yeah, if they just kept it to Don Callis turmoil, it would hit because like I want to see him against a bunch of those guys and even the people they're feuding with, like him and Takeshita. So it's like there's a bunch of things he could still do that'll be fine.
Yeah. I thought the Survivor of the Fittest match was super fire. I thought that was a great main event.
It was.
I thought it did a great job of, getting people to root for the baby faces in the match, and Statlander and Queen Amanada. People wanted Amanada to win this match. Commentary pointed out multiple times that this is her third attempt at being TBS champion, and the internet was very not happy when she lost.
But I went in wanting her to be one of the people that was going to win, so I totally understand why they would do that.
Yes. I guess it didn't bother me that much because I never believed she was going to win. So
no. Yeah.
I would have loved it if she won, but I just didn't believe it. But I thought the stuff with Persephone worked very well. It got good heat on Stephanie, but like throughout the match, I was surprised that Persephone was getting the best reactions, and
she was
all the way to the point that I almost felt like they were setting up for her to win.
That she was at one point that I thought she was going to win. I mean, the connections, they were in San Diego. San Diego really likes lucha libre, Mexican wrestling, and the thing. So of course she was going to be hot, and she's just been in AEW building herself to a really good point that if we want to move forward with this division and this belt a certain way, Persephone was super high up there. And like you're saying, even in the match, not all of them, but most of the big moments were her either on offense or defense or being involved, making an assist for somebody to have a big spot. Like she really was set up in here to look strong in defeat.
Yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong. She had the most eliminations, right? Either she had the most eliminations or she tied with Sheeta.
I feel like she did, but we'd have to crunch the numbers.
I think maybe she tied with Sheeta. I think maybe they both had 2. But just the way she was eliminating people, it felt like, oh, she's going to steal the win here.
She might have should have.
Yeah, Orion sent in the chat. Persephone had 3. So, yeah, 3. Persephone had the most eliminations in this match. And I thought, the way, and especially the way she was getting the big eliminations, I thought, okay, she's going to win here. I mean, of course, picked up the first one by turning on Harley. She made lulled Harley to sleep, man. Rookie mistake, Harley. Lulled Harley to sleep, made it seem like she was teaming up with her. Every woman for himself, rather, in this match, Harley. And so set Harley up clean. Harley got up on that turnbuckle, set her up for the big crucifix bomb, razor's edge thing she does, and
it was early too.
Knocked Harley out right away. That set up later on in the match, her eliminating Amanada. When it looked like Amanada and Sheeta were going head to head, it looked like Amanada was getting the upper hand on Sheeta. Persephone eliminated her. Also eliminated Micah. I thought all of the interactions that Amanada and Micah were having with Sheeta, it looked like, Sheeta, of course, has been the ace of this division, but it looked like they were hungry. They were coming for Sheeta's neck. And Sheeta, of course, is the big heel in this match. And it's supposed to feel like, all right, Sheeta's getting her comeuppance. Everybody's coming for her. And every turn where it felt like somebody was just about to eliminate her, Persephone would jump in again and eliminate them before they could finish her off.
Yeah, they seem to have made some kind of deal or did something, but Persephone seemed to be acting like she does muscle for a lot of that. Persephone just looked great and moved great like she usually does. But it was just pretty glaring being in there with the other people, how big of a presence she is out there.
Yes. That set up towards the end of the match. Statlander being the one to finally eliminate Persephone. And boy, was that crowd not happy with that. But I got what it was supposed to do. It was supposed to set up Statlander as the one that knocked out the most dominant person in the match. And it's, of course, this was going to lead to Statlander versus Sheeta in the end. They have like the most screen time for their feud going into this match. And so it was inevitably going to end up 1-on-1. And so setting it up that way I thought was great. And the stuff with her and Sheeta was good. Persephone re-entered the fray right when it looked like Statlander was going to reach the rope and get out of the hold. Look, it was a stretch muffler that Sheeta had locked in. Persephone comes in and wipes Statlander out with the TBS title. Sheeta drags her back in the ring, finishes her off. Sheeta is the new TBS champion. First ever TBS title run for Sheeta. Only the second woman in the company who has held both the TBS title and the AEW Women's Championship. I think Sheeta was the right call. I think the storytelling they've been doing with Sheeta this year since she's come back has been great. I think the heel turn has been great with her. And I like what they did with this match where it wasn't a definitive win for Sheeta. You can still go back to Statlander stuff later. There's a good chance we're going to get Sheeta versus Statlander in a one-on-one match. But then you also got Persephone in the fray. You can set up Persephone versus Sheeta somewhere down the line. And some of the other people that were just as close to beating Sheeta and Persephone stepped in, like Queen Amanada, there's an easy match for those as well. And that's kind of the best route to go with a belt like the TBS title, where you have someone that's either doing the open challenges or someone like Sheeta where everybody's gunning for them.
Yeah, exactly. You want to feel like the division has contenders all around, contenders kind of gunning for it. And that's exactly what this match gave up and what the division is with Sheeta. Coming into this, she always was kind of the pick for a bunch of us, Sheeta, to win this belt just because of, like you said, the story that they've been telling with her and Statlander coming into the show. They were partners. They broke up, all this type of thing. They've been having all this stuff on Dynamite and Collision telling this story. So it ended up with them and Sheeta coming out with the victory was not a surprise. I just wish the trajectory, you could see the whole story being told, and like that's a gift and a curse with AEW of like, we knew every step of the way, but like it all hit, so it worked. It feels like they never want to try anything. Like it's like there's nobody. The expected winners in this match are going to win. There's no way an unexpected thing is going to happen. That's just not how wrestling works, and like that's starting to get a little bit frustrating. Like it all hits. Like this Ospreay story has been amazing. They're gonna culminate at All In with a fucking banging ass match. But like knowing every single step of the way is like, all right, like can we take a side street maybe one time? You know?
Yeah, I think unfortunately, a lot of times the right call is predictable, and when something is predictable, it's boring. And I think Sheeta was the right call, but I think that it made it very predictable. They telegraphed it very early on with the heel turn, and because of that, like I said, it just felt very predictable. And I don't think that's a bad thing. But I think if you wanted something like you just said that was a risk or that was something out of left field, then this did not give that, especially on a show that was mostly unpredictable. You set up so much stuff for next week for Spring Breakthrough, and that's going to be a fire show. You've got so much stuff like less than a week after the pay-per-view, and this already feels like a big event. This feels like a pay-per-view quality show on TV.
Mm-hmm. Right, exactly. They're like building this Kenny Omega thing the whole show that is really unpredictable because we all predicted that he was going to win the belt at Redemption, and they're building to next week. So it's like they can do it. They can kind of throw a wrench into the plans, but even then it's like the plans that we knew were going to happen. So
yeah, and I think to your point with like the Owen finals, for example, we knew Mercedes was winning.
Right.
And again, very predictable outcome for us, but that doesn't mean it's the wrong outcome.
No.
I just think people want it to not be right. I think people want it to be surprised. And it would have been a nice surprise if it was Maya. In a parallel universe, if we're going into All In with Maya versus Tekla, I'm not mad at that. I think that that's a cool match. But considering what All In is and like, what they're trying to do with selling tickets and buy rates, yeah, you're going to have a big Mercedes match on this show.
Absolutely.
There was no getting around it.
No.
And I think to a degree it's the same thing with Ospreay. Like you said, him winning the Owen, it was very predictable, but it's Wembley Stadium. You've got the hottest English star in the company, arguably the hottest English wrestler in the entire world right now.
Absolutely.
You're going to have him in the main event. You've been stalling. So it's going to happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Because I think that's the funny part to land on. It's like it all hits though, so it like doesn't matter. Like these are like minor complaints. Like, yeah, Ospreay should be in the main event, and I want to see Mercedes win. So it's like this is all just whatever it is. But I would like some unpredictability in other aspects of it because it feels like the rest of the company be moving like that too.
Yeah, and to your point, I alluded to very early on, it's very clear that Willow's winning the Casino Gauntlet.
Right.
The way that they're positioning this, the way that they're showing the video packages for her comeback, I would be really surprised if she's not like the surprise return in the Gauntlet and she doesn't win the whole thing. And if you're someone that is interested in where Athena's going after like the Ring of Honor stuff and her losing in Owen this year, losing to Maya in Owen, and the way that Maya lost in the Owen, I could see you thinking, "Oh, Maya's gonna win." Mm-hmm. I don't think she's going to, guys. I think it's the predictable outcome again, and some people are not gonna like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it felt like in the perfect world, this is a great story to be telling. Like Maya went through all this. She lost in the Owen. She comes back and wins this and goes on to glory. But no, that's not. It feels like the story they've been telling with Willow, and that's how they're going to do it, and that's how they're going to end it. And again, all of it's going to hit, so it doesn't matter, but it feels just super predictable.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not to nitpick, but even like the Darby stuff, you could say the Darby win was unexpected. Mm-hmm. But the result was still very predictable. I knew Darby was losing that belt back to Max. Right. It was clear as day. Mm-hmm. But again, I don't think that's like, it's not something that like kills my enjoyment of the show. The times that I haven't been that into Dynamite is when things just kind of feel like it's paint by numbers and uneventful.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like if the story's being told is dope and there's a lot of different angles to it, it's gonna work. Even though if I know what the destination is, like because the destination is fucking Ospreay and Kenny Omega in a gigantic match. And that's amazing. So let's get there.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, even if it's a predictable outcome, like I've assumed with all of the stuff they've been doing backstage with Kenny and Ospreay that would be the all-in match for a while, and that's been the match that I wanted. Mm-hmm. That doesn't mean that because it's predictable, I don't like it. I just think the execution has to work. And this week, I thought the execution for that stuff was really good. Sometimes when I haven't enjoyed Dynamite as much, I think the execution has been a bit blah.
Mm-hmm. And it's not even, most of the time, it's not even because it's bad. It's just because it's there.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, I get your point. Like, I would like to see them take more risks. Like, if we came out of this and Queen Aminata had picked up a surprise win, I wouldn't have been mad at that at all. But I just didn't believe it was going to happen.
No. That's why fantasy booking can be fun sometimes, but it's like, we know what this match is going to be, or we know what this show is going to be. And like,
yeah.
That's fine.
And, look, we watch a lot of wrestling. I think that's the other part about it.
Yeah.
And so because we watch a lot of wrestling, you can kind of see the signs of when they're lining something up to matter. And it's not like when we were watching wrestling in 1996 or 1997, where it was still new to us and everything. It felt like anything could happen. I think that's some of it. It's not just we watch AEW regularly. We watch a lot of wrestling, like WWE and whatever else. And so it's kind of hard to catch us by surprise now. And then you add in what we do for a living and like the news cycle and the bubble we're in where, it's harder to catch us by surprise.
A lot of super valid points. It's like, oh yeah, there are a million other things that kind of weigh heavy on it too. It's like, sometimes I'll see something that I didn't want to see about the show on accident. And like, there's just so many different factors involved in it. Sometimes somebody's talking to me and I'm like, hey man, don't stop.
Yeah, I mean, look, man, that's why I'm like, I like being caught by surprise by things. And I think that's what made like the Sami Zayn thing over the weekend so fun, because I didn't think that was going to happen. But I don't think that necessarily means that, what we're getting isn't good.
No. It's great.
Yeah. And there was other things on this show that were kind of like that, where I was like, oh, I figured that's where this was going. Yeah, but the biggest surprise coming into this week's episode was the stuff with Kenny and Max, because I did not think we would get here this quickly. I had assumed that, like everybody, this was going to be the redemption main event.
Like, why wouldn't it be? I'm like Kenny Omega crowning moment in his home country, and all this stuff is going on to it. But now, like, saying that out loud, I'm like, well, they're about to have a big crowning moment for Ospreay, so they don't really need to have the crowning moment for Kenny in his hometown. I mean, I think just going in as champion is going to be a big thing for Kenny, so that works. But the way that this was all happening and transpiring so quickly, I didn't expect it. Like, Max giving Kenny the ultimatum, Phil, was first. Like, how do you feel about that part? Because I'm already like, they're doing this again, but like, I think in the context of this story, it works because Kenny's behind it.
Yeah, I thought immediately something happened. Something changed.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it is, but something changed, because
yeah, what the hell happened?
This all got moved up really quickly. And I'm not even mad at that. It's just, I just was like, something had to have changed. I don't know what it is, but something changed. But Kenny coming out and confronting Max, and Max is doing his usual, you're not getting no shot, no how, no way. And he's getting ready to walk away. And then he turns around. He's like, wait a minute. I will give you a shot. But I only give you the shot if you never, ever challenge for this belt again if you lose. And initially I was like, oh no, we're back to the stipulation. I was not a fan of us doing it again with Hangman. Mm-hmm. And the longer the segment went on, I was like, oh, they might be on to something here. Mm-hmm. Because I think the execution here was very good. Max making a point of, yeah, I have bragging rights. Your pal Hangman, he at home. He can't challenge for this belt no more. Your other pal, Cody Rhodes, he gone. And so I think that made this feel like even more of a threat to Kenny. And I thought Kenny sold it well. His facial expression immediately when Max put the offer out there, excellent. But just that execution in the segment was good. But then also adding the stuff backstage with the Bucks, and the Bucks being like, what are you doing? You can't do this. And Matt, of course, being the more logical Buck of saying, like, you can't do this. Like, we've seen what this did to two of the other members of the Elite. What are you doing? And you also got to look at it like going into All In last year, and he's facing Okada, like his biggest rival. And that was the first time he faced Okada without the Bucks. He did not have the Bucks as his second that time. And this time around, now that they've made amends and they're all baby faces again and they're in his corner, they're like, yeah, we're trying to be in your corner for your moment. Because also, the Bucks weren't in his corner when he won AEW championship the first time. So it's like, wait a minute, what are you doing? We can't do this. Like this, it very much feels like at this point the Elite versus Max in a way. And so I like that setup about it. And I love Nick being like, what are you talking about? This is the best wrestler in the world. Like, this is arguably the greatest AEW signee to date. Like, if we can't have faith in Kenny, who can we have faith in?
Yeah. I thought that was my favorite aspect of Nick being like, it's Kenny Omega, dog. Like, we've seen him on the highest stages accomplish what he needs to do, and there's no doubt that he could do it again. Just really great storytelling. Kenny being like, kind of hearing both of them out of like, damn, Nick is right, but also Matt is right of like, I can't essentially put all my eggs in this one basket because there's so many things to think about. And just letting Kenny kind of sit and stew on that for the show was great.
Yes. And I loved Kenny's response as well. Kenny's like, look, man, I understand what you're saying, but I kind of have to do this. The point of me re-entering the world title picture was trying to show people that I can do this for one last time. I didn't know what wrestling would look like when I came back last year, and I didn't know if I still wanted this, but I do. I still want to show people that I can be the best bout machine, that I can be the face of this company. And it's different. It's so different from when he signed 5-6 years ago when he was the biggest signee in the company. This is pre-Mox. This is pre-Swerve. This is pre a lot of the guys that have been fixtures in the main event scene. And it's to the point that you almost don't need him to be world champion anymore. The company is in a place where, with or without Kenny, this main event scene is sustainable. But he's making a point that even though my role has changed, I still want to show people I can do this one last time.
Yeah, totally. My favorite part of that Kenny, the Bucks, and the in-ring stuff is him being like, when Max made the challenge to Hangman and when he made the challenge to Cody and when he's made this challenge before, those wrestlers have been in different places in their career. Like either before or in their prime. And like, there's so much room for them to look forward. He's like, this is almost the end. Like, we're looking towards, I'm on the other side of my career. I don't even know how many more opportunities I have. This might be the only way. And like, maybe I need that extra pressure added on to this match to really get me into winning the world championship. I love that aspect of it.
Yeah. I mean, there are some key differences here, of course. When Cody did it, he was going up against Chris Jericho at Full Gear, and Max threw in the towel. And that's how Cody lost. He cost him the chance to never challenge again, and then betrayed him afterward to low blowed him, right? And so you can make the argument then that Cody had just begun. Cody, of course, had been NWA World Heavyweight Champion, but Cody hadn't had the chance to do what Kenny had done in New Japan anywhere, where he was the guy. Like, MJF took his opportunity to be world champion away before he even got going. And on the opposite, Hangman is coming off arguably the biggest win of his career at All In Texas, and he's done it. He's a 2-time world champion. He's halting him right in the middle of being
of greatness,
of growing into like what he could have become as like the main character in the face of this company. Kenny's very different. Kenny has not just led this company as the world champion. He went on to run as a belt collector. He's done it all over the world. He's been a champion. He's cemented. We know who he is. But at the same time, there are a lot of question marks around him since the diverticulitis diagnosis and since he had to take all that time off. And the questions of, can he be the same guy? That's what's been really driving him. And so Hangman jumping in there and taking the challenge and doing what Hangman always does and being kind of impetuous and making an impulsive decision is different. I love that all of this stuff happened and it stunned Kenny at first, but then when he talked to the Bucks and all this stuff backstage, he already knew what he needed to do, and it was a decisive decision. It was like, no, I know I have to do this because I have to prove something to myself. Right. And I love before he finished off the segment with the Bucks, he says, no, man, I've done this before, but I wasn't proud of the way I won that championship. And I think that's the first time we've seen Kenny acknowledge that in character, that he wasn't proud of the way that he won the championship at Winter's Coming. And of course,
how he was moving with Don Callis.
that's pit him and Mox against each other for life. They already had a heated rivalry getting up to that point. But I mean, just think of the differences between Ospreay and Kenny. Ospreay has been a guy since day one that has been painted as the guy. And when Mox challenged him, under Mox's wing, he's grown. And Mox is looking at like, man, this guy didn't do the work that you did to get to All In. He took the easy way out. He cheated. And so it's almost to the point of Mox still don't respect this guy. And in return, Ospreay's looking at him almost like, I don't respect you.
Because Mox is putting those things in Ospreay's head.
Right. So I think all of that stuff, him saying that backstage, like, I wasn't proud of the way that I won the championship, and I want to win the championship on my own terms. So look, if I do this, you guys stay out of it. I want to win this on my own. If I make this decision, this is my decision alone. And if I win, I want to be able to win. Because again, if he wins, I absolutely think he's going to replicate beating Okada and being on the Bucks' shoulders like he did not get a chance to do the first time. And that means something.
It is. I like you connecting those dots because I hadn't thought of it either. Of he's kind of doing this for Ospreay too, because like they sat in those after those pay-per-views. If Ospreay Kenny being like, I don't even know if I could do it anymore, dog. Like this might just be your time, and Ospreay still being like, no, actually, I think you're like, I'm here because of you, dog. Like, this is still your show and you can still be that guy. And so there's these kind of things sitting in the back of Kenny's mind. He's like, well, if he's right, maybe I'll inspire him one more time. And then facing him as the champion is really going to be the lesson in the end. So it's like, it's kind of an Ospreay story too. They're really connecting these dots.
Yeah, I love the layers to it that, he can see how much he inspired Ospreay coming in, and even like their rivalry initially when Ospreay hadn't signed yet, and feeling like, man, the way that I see myself through what you're saying, I almost don't feel like I'm deserving of that,
right?
Because I did not win the championship the right way, and I did not get to come here and really be the ace of this company that people wanted me to be. I came in with such high expectations the first year, and I wasn't champion. I stumbled in that first year. And then when I did pull it together, we saw how I had to win it. And, you know, being aligned with Don and everything. And yeah, that's also part of the unspoken heat between him and Mox is that yeah, they signed you. You were supposed to be the big guy. You were supposed to be the ace, but you were never that. I was the ace. And so much so, you were so jealous of me, you didn't even get it like I got it out of the bud. You cheated.
Right. Yeah, because there is a world where Kenny should be the 4-time AEW World Champion and Mox is...
That's what we all expected.
Another universe. Yeah, that's totally what we expected at the beginning of this formation of this company.
I mean, before Moxley debuted at Double or Nothing, we thought this was Kenny Omega's company. We thought he was going to be the guy. He was going to be the multiple-time AEW World Champion. He was going to be the guy.
The breaking case of emergency guy.
And he hasn't been.
He hasn't been.
And I think that's also part of Mox's problem. That's why he keeps saying, like, man, y'all having a good time here. I keep hearing about like what this company was when I got here, and like I was the guy that showed up, and it was a paradigm shift when I showed up. It was supposed to be that when you showed up, but I saw a bunch of people having a good time, and y'all still having a good time. You ain't did the work that I did though. So I get it. I think all that stuff is great. I loved also the stuff with Kenny where his music is hitting, he's getting ready to come out and address the crowd and say whether he is going to accept the challenge. And we get that great interaction with Ospreay beforehand. And Ospreay's like, no, cut the music, cut the music. And he's like, what are you doing? You can't do this. You can't go out there and do this. Like, you can't let him take this away from you. And it's like, for everything we've seen so far that he sees in Kenny, he doesn't believe he can win. Mm-hmm. And it's like, I think that's also a part of what's driving Kenny. It's like, dog, you don't think I can do it? Yes, I can. Mm-hmm. And it's yeah, he cheated before, and that's what's great about. We have the Dynasty match, and we have how Max won it the first time. And I think that's what everybody's worried about. Everybody's like, he's not gonna. It's not gonna be a fair fight. You're going in this and trying to make this a fair fight, and he can cheat in this match, and it's all over for you. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And yes, Redmond, that was the line. That was the line that I thought was fantastic here.
Yep.
Ospreay saying, man, you don't have to do this. I'll give you a shot later.
He tried a little bro him. Mm-hmm.
And Kenny's like, I don't need your charity to get this shot. I can beat him.
Mm-hmm. That told the story right there of him being like, don't waste your time with Max. He's just going to cheat. I'll give you a shot because I'm going to be champion anyways.
Because basically, you're telling him I'm the man now before you even got the win.
Mm-hmm. Like, don't worry, I got this.
Yeah.
Don't worry, cleaner, I got this.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. And I love Kenny's response to it defiantly. Like, nah, I got to do this. Comes out there, cuts a fantastic promo. I would say this is one of his best promos.
Definitely.
To date with AEW. Yeah. I thought it was fantastic. Tying it into all of the lore, his lore with this company, tying it into the stuff with Max and both Hangman and Cody. I thought it was really great. And making a point, like, I got to do this. I got to do this to make it known I'm everything I say I am. I am everything you guys believe I am. And I cannot go out on this note where, yeah, this could be it. Like, but that's why I got to do this. And, you know, the same parallels are happening with Ospreay, of Ospreay coming back after a neck injury and being like, man, I saw like what this could have been. Like, this could have been a career-ending injury for me. Mm-hmm. And that's why coming back, winning the world championship, main eventing it all in, it means more to me. And that's why it means so much to both of these guys. And I think that should be the story you want to tell going into your biggest show of the year. It makes the main event spot feel big. It makes the world title feel big.
Right. Yeah, it should be that. I do like that everybody's gunning for Max. Everybody's trying to get this world championship. The underlining story is about the world championship, and that's what makes me happy out of everything. Because it's like, that's what pro wrestling is. Everybody should be wanting to be the world champion. And the segment and what we're going to end talking on today, the topic, kind of the exact opposite of this thing, is like, dog, you should be trying to get this world championship no matter what. Everything else is secondary. You deal with your problems after you try to win this fucking world championship. And Kenny being like, Max could throw anything at me that he wants. He could throw his little stipulations. He could do all the tricks that he's done with everybody else. It's not going to matter because I'm here. The time is now. The time it's now or never, and I'm putting it all on the line, and I'm going to show you. I'm going to be the Kenny Omega you guys think I am. It's just like, that's all we really need. We just want Kenny Omega to go out there and say, I'm going to give you guys Kenny Omega.
Yeah. And I feel like this is when AEW is at its best, when continuity matters, and you have all this continuity with Kenny from his first year with the company that adds layers to this story, that adds a lot of depth here. And you have all the stuff with him and Mox and why they have tension. You have Mox's continuity of the company as the ace of the company. But I have to give them credit as somebody that wasn't the biggest fan of the Death Rider stuff at one point. The Death Rider storyline for the past 2 years has paid off because tying that into the stuff with Ospreay and Kenny, it has been tremendous. Now, obviously, if we ever interview Mox, I got to ask him, how many times do you watch Rocky 3? You must love this movie, buddy, because the themes he picks from Rocky 3 that are in this story, they're so glaring.
I'm not mad at Mox because, like, I hear how some other wrestling bookers and people that write wrestling get their ideas. And, like, yeah, Mox is just like, I got this one movie and I'm going to take certain scenes and moments for most of my career and just flip them. I'm not mad at it at all.
Yeah, and I mean, even there's a Rocky trope even in here with this, and Kenny is absolutely Apollo in this way, and Rocky's telling him like, "Dog, you don't have to do this.
Yep.
You don't have to. You don't have to face this guy. Like it don't matter." But I think that this is setting it up for Kenny to win.
Yeah.
I obviously they want us to think that Max is the biggest threat here, and that's the other part of here that the continuity works out so well, because not only has Max taken away two other people's ability to challenge for the world title, look at the list of guys that Max has beaten.
He went down it.
The guys, not just in this world title reign.
Yeah.
Like, to catch all these people, he's beaten Mox. He's beaten CM Punk. He's beaten Jericho. He's beaten all of the biggest stars in this company at this point. All of the guys that are anybody. Samoa Joe, like Swerve, he's beaten everybody. You name it. He's beaten everybody. And so, yeah, this guy feels like the biggest threat in the world. And he's another guy where the way we're talking about Mox and how Mox has been the ace and what people expected Kenny to be, you could say the same thing about Max. Max is a 3-time world champion. He's done way more in some ways than what we expected Kenny to do.
Absolutely. Yeah. Like, he's carried the company on his back for a lot of this, and like been the top guy, not just a top guy, the top guy for a lot of this.
And I mean, I was going to say arguably, but I don't even think it's arguably. I think this has been Max's best year.
Absolutely.
In terms of like his world title wins this year, his matches, the storylines he's been in this year, this has been his best year. And we're talking about a guy that has beat all of these people, and you're talking about facing him at the peak of his power? Yeah, I can see why everybody's like, yeah, no, don't do this. And they all know he's going to cheat.
Yeah. He's telling us we're all going to cheat. He's going to cheat. We've seen him cheat. We know exactly what he would do in this position, but Kenny doesn't care.
Yeah. But I thought that made all of this good. I mean, starting the episode with that angle and the backstage stuff from Forbidden Door and ending it with the Kenny promo, I loved it. I thought this was a great way to start the road to All In, even though we know that Ospreay's going to be the challenger. But yes, creating this story like more than a month out, and now you have redemption in between there. I really enjoyed this.
Yeah, we've been needing to know what the main event officially is for a while, so finally feels like we're going to get it on Wednesday. It's great, especially the match that we've been expecting. Like, all of this is great and needed too, Phil. I mean, this is Kenny Omega having another AEW World Title run. Like, that's been needed for a couple years. We've needed to see what he does in this new current phase post the diverticulitis. How it's not going to be a lot of time from this, and just like, how's he going to move as champion this time? Like, almost perfect timing.
Yeah, this has been a big part of why I'm saying this has been the best post AEW Dynamite in a long time. Is you can tell when you end on like such a satisfying cliffhanger where it's just like, oh man, what's going to happen next week? It's been a while since we got one of those.
What's going to happen next week? Yeah.
But also, as somebody that pulls up every Saturday to talk about this, I'm like, oh man, I can't wait to talk about this and see what our chat thinks, to see what you think, because this is a lot in just a week. The week coming out of Forbidden Door, you thought, oh, we got a few weeks before we figure this out, and like we immediately are like right back into the fire.
That's what I thought it was going to be, because you've described it on the show. Sometimes the post pay-per-view Dynamites are like, okay, like they're just kind of, it could be due to injury, it could be due to location, it could be due to all kind of things. And like, it's like, oh, that was just a show that happened. When they tell stories and unpredictable stories and even things that we kind of just want to happen, it just moves and flows so much better. And Kenny Omega, it shows how important he is too, Phil, because like not just anybody could have did this episode and like this kind of hanging on to the cliffhanger and we're waiting to the end of the show to see what he says and really have people hanging on to the words. It's only a couple of wrestlers in the world that could do that.
Yeah, and I think it should be said, even with all the expectations that have been put on him and how in some ways the first year he failed to live up to them because they didn't want to just put the world title on him right away.
Mm-hmm.
The show is better when he's there. And I've been saying that since last year. It is just better when he's there.
Mm-hmm. Thinking of the stuff with him and Swerve this year, all this stuff, all the moments with Ospreay, everything just feels a little bit more important if Kenny's in the mix. Like if I could talk to Kenny or potentially have a match with him on the way up to the world title, it just enhances the world title. It enhances the TV. He's a needed fixture here.
Yeah. I thought this was great, and but he might get a little emotional if he wins next week, man, because this feels like a moment, man.
With the Bucks, like you're saying, the last one didn't have the Bucks. Like, yeah. In AEW, they haven't had the crowning moment together in this company that they fucking built. Like, that's going to mean something.
Buddy, just that idea. Imagine this, that we're finally getting Kenny with the confetti coming down, and he's on the Bucks' shoulder, and Ospreay walks out at the top of the ramp, and he's staring at him for the top of the ramp, and then Moxley comes out behind him, and the Death Riders are standing behind him, bro.
It's happening. It's going down,
bro. That man. It's all happening, man. I just there's still a line from the company, man. It's all happening.
Yeah, this Mox and Kenny at Redemption. After everything we talked about makes even more sense. Like their connections. I mean, essentially the company founded their first show. Like everything is such Kenny and Mox lore and connection that having that world title match, one, so Kenny can have that world title match on his resume, but still be able to tell the story going into All In. It just makes the most sense to do that.
Yeah.
But again, Mox do not be losing. That's an unbeatable fucking wrestler, brother.
Do you think we see Hangman next week?
They keep saying his name, Phil. They keep people keep mentioning him on TV. They're doing his moves. Like, I think we should.
Yeah. Because that adds something, because Kenny obviously told the Bucks to stay out of it. That could be how we get here. Max tries to cheat and Hangman shows up and helps Kenny win. I personally think Kenny should win clean.
Yes.
I don't think he should win with anybody's help. I think the point he's been making all this time is I want to win on my own. And, you know, with the storyline and it's kind of being Kenny's redemption arc, I don't think they should do that. I don't think we see Hangman. I think they're going to hold off on a Hangman return until what we know he's doing at All In. Because obviously, I think Hangman will have a match at All In. I just don't know what it is yet. And I don't think they will use Hangman's return for this.
They shouldn't. The reason I also agree with you that he should win clean is because of the shit that Max has been talking and saying that I kicked out of the one-winged angel and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, you got to beat him with the one-winged angel then. Clean in the ring of the ring. That's what that is.
Absolutely. And I think that makes the visual of Kenny winning the first time was done, and this time winning on his own. And you're now going up against a guy that has an entire faction with him. I think that makes the visual a lot easier.
I mean, Hangman standing behind them with this Death Riders thing you described would be kind of hot too, though. So,
yeah, I mean, because you obviously got the tie to Hangman, and Hangman was the guy that ended the belt collector run. I just don't believe we're going to see Hangman personally. I think it's going to happen later on.
Yeah.
I still don't quite know just yet. Obviously, Hangman versus Swerve is the best option, but if it's not Hangman versus Swerve, I don't know what Hangman is going to be doing.
I see like there's a LaRon super chat in the thing. Like we said, this was a great show, and we've described they really followed up post the pay-per-view, but they do seem to have this problem with like, where's Tekla, or like, what do we know about like some other people that need to be established here that are kind of just like nothing. You know what I mean? And like,
Yeah.
what's next for Swerve and what's next for these things that are just, they didn't really get super addressed that I feel like should have been addressed. Tekla, the most glaring thing though.
Yeah, I thought Tekla should have been here. I mean, Tekla was on Collision. She cut the promo with the Starlight Kid mask, which was very funny. But yeah, I thought that they could have done a better job of clarifying the stuff here. But that the reason I don't think Tekla was here is because the challenger that's going to win
Not about her. Yeah.
the gauntlet match next week is not there yet. And that's another reason I think Willow's going to win.
I guess like that kind of weighed heavy on me too, of like, we're talking about Tekla's championship, but we're not talking about Tekla. We're talking about her contenders. We're talking about the matches to get to her, but we're not talking about her. And that's like, I don't want this to be that, because like we're talking about last week, like somebody that deserves, like even if she loses this championship in Redemption, she still deserves to have a big match, Tekla, at All In, because of the work that she's done, you know?
I think the best thing you could say about Tekla right now is similar to the way that we feel like Max is out of control and the way that he treated Mark after the win. You feel the same way about Tekla right now. It feels like she's out of control. She's still mocking Starlight Kid, even though she beat her, still beating this drum against Stardom and saying that she killed Stardom. Yeah, it just feels like we can't keep letting her get away with this.
She's so good, man. She's knocking it out the park. But yeah, I guess that could be the thing. She's distracted. That's kind of the story that they're going to be telling with somebody beating her for that belt.
Yes. Which, yeah, I definitely think it's going to be Willow. I think that's to set up the redemption aspect of this pay-per-view going. Maybe that's it.
The redemption's happening on Wednesday. We're not going to get the full redemption on redemption.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe they didn't want to do two storylines that seem too similar going into the pay-per-view with Willow and Kenny.
Sure.
I don't know. Something clearly happened though that caused the change, because this is very abrupt. Very
like abrupt. I'm just like, having that would have been a huge main event. Max, the fucking unbeatable world champion, and Kenny telling this story going into Canada would have meant something, but it's going to still hit super hard on Dynamite. I think that's my last question before we hop off of Dynamite. It seems like they're setting up for another world title win on TV.
Yeah.
They didn't have a world title match at the pay-per-view. Does the world title changing hands, how do you feel about the world title changing hands on TV?
Well, I mean, I like that it's such a rarity, and that's what made the Derby thing feel special. But I also, now looking at it with the stuff that they did this week, I do like the parallel of Kenny winning on TV the way he did at Winter's Coming and cheating, and potentially replicating that and winning this way on TV. I think that's a cool note to end this on.
So some good storytelling. I mean, if Kenny's going to be involved in it, it's going to mean something different. So that's why, like, I'm not mad at it. I don't, when people are like hot potatoes and all these things that they say about championships, I don't align with none of that. Like, a championship should, going back to my unpredictability thing, in reality, it could change hand on any match. Like, any contender that's in there for a world title match could win this. So I think it shouldn't matter what show it is. Like, if there's a world title match, they potentially lose that.
Yeah. I just think execution and context matters.
Exactly.
And I think the execution so far has been so good that I don't mind it.
It's happening. Crazy.
I do think we're going to get a report or something about what happened here, because something clearly happened that caused a change of plans. Because this was very, very abrupt. But yeah, very, very good episode of Dynamite. Very hyped for Spring Breakthrough next week. Loaded episode. We've got Takeshita versus Kyle Fletcher, which is another match that people initially thought would be scheduled for the pay-per-view. You've got the Casino Gauntlet match. You've got now the main event with Max versus Kenny. It's must-see TV now.
They loaded it up. Super fire, like you were saying, just after the pay-per-view, too, to go back into a super huge show while we're on the road to a new pay-per-view in Redemption, while on the road to All In. Like, a lot's going on. and it's all going to be super fire ass matches. Like, I think it's hitting pretty hard.
Am I the only one that gets the feeling that Kyle Fletcher is going to win?
They shouldn't, but I kind of get that feeling too.
Kind of feels like it.
Because it hasn't been that long since Takeshita beat Okada, but I think the story to be told is with Kyle as champion, so I kind of feel like that's where they're going.
I mean, Takeshita is taking part in the G1 on Saturday. It's New Japan World Television Champion.
He leaving. You're right.
So he might be gone for a little bit, and then you've also got this storyline with Takeshita and Okada that you can still go back to later. Regardless if Fletcher wins, this isn't it. We're going to get a rematch at some point.
They're going to run it back.
Maybe Fletcher is winning here, and then they're going to run it back at like All In or something. But then you also got the stuff with Kevin Knight as well. Kevin being the main champion of Don Callis family. And so if Fletcher wins the championship, this kind of reasserts him as like a person that has like he can go, well, actually, I'm the guy in this faction now. Like,
that's why I kind of like that aspect of it. Like what we're talking about with Jet earlier, of Don Callis thought that Kyle Fletcher was going to be out a lot longer than he was, so he kind of invested in somebody else. And Kyle Fletcher came back so quick that Don Callis is like, oh yeah, I got my guy Kyle Fletcher, so I don't really need to have to worry about Jet like I thought I was going to. So like that causes friction with Jet and Kyle Fletcher, and like that's a good story element. Again, like everything that could come out of this, I like, but it's just like Jet standing behind Don Callis, I don't like.
Yeah. A lot of cool stuff to set up. If this is a big Willow return next week, that's going to be a big moment. Yeah, you set up a lot for next week. Got some super chats to get into.
Grapple Geekery has a super chat that's coming up that I'm like, oh yeah, that's the match. Phil hasn't even mentioned that match coming up next week.
Yeah.
Oh man, the homie Ardua says happy Grapsody Day and literally nothing else. I want the guy that eventually takes the belt off Ospreay to be King Switch. Like I was saying, that's a ready-made feud there for Switchblade and Ospreay, but I don't think he'd be the one to take it off of him. But you know, good dreaming there.
Yeah, I've seen some people saying, you know, when is the bag going to go over Ospreay's head and the guys are going to turn on him? I don't think they're going to turn on him. I think they all legitimately like him, and I think they legitimately respect him. They wouldn't just invite him in and give him a Death Riders patch
to take him out 3 weeks later or 3 months later.
Yeah. I think the clear storyline is there's eventually going to be tension between Ospreay and Mox. Mm-hmm. I think Ospreay is going to try to take his spot as the leader of the Death Riders. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I mean, we've been assuming this mutiny is going to happen for the longest. It's different when you got another guy that can step in as leader, because we kept wondering if they kick Mox out, who's going to lead this group? Now, if you kick him out, it could easily be Ospreay.
Especially, Phil, if our whole mission statement was to be the best and be that, and Ospreay's like, I'm the world champion. Why are you guys following this fool who's not the world champion?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The homie Grapple Geekery says, is this a safe space to say I doom scroll whenever a Jericho segment hits? Ciampa definitely deserves better, and that time could be used for the women's division. Yeah, Phil forgot about Ciampa and Chris Jericho happening on Wednesday at the Beach Break show or whatever.
Listen, man, nowadays everybody want to talk like they got something to say, but nothing comes out when they move their lips. Forgot about Chris, man.
You done forgot about Chris, dog. That's crazy.
You forgot about Chris, bro.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that match is happening next week as well. I haven't hated the Ciampa stuff. At least this gives Ciampa something to do. Just puts him in a big feud. Mm-hmm. He's been on TV. Some of it isn't really my cup of tea, but at the very least, they're using Ciampa in a big feud.
Exactly. It's a feud with Jericho, regardless of how we feel about Jericho. And anytime somebody in almost any position can get that, it works for him. And I think it has been working for Ciampa. Just as the issue is like we all think, is that this is going to last for 6 months. And like, as long as they get in there and get out, we'll be fine.
Yeah.
The homie Laron Forrest says, I wish they had something for Tekla on Dynamite. She's the world champion, and not having her on the main show after her big win feels like a mistake. There's been a couple of, I don't want to say missteps, but they've moved with Tekla different than I would move with Tekla, Phil.
Yeah, especially there are people that legitimately think that Tekla versus Starlight Kid was the best women's match of the weekend. Mm-hmm. I've seen people say that it was better than Mercedes versus Maya World. I mean, that's what Dave thinks.
Right.
Dave has said that. I could see it. I don't think that AEW always does the best job of pivoting when they don't have wrestlers available, which is, again, why I keep thinking Willow is winning here, because the only reason I would think that you wouldn't do something with Tekla is because you don't want to give away where this is going. Because if you do the Tekla versus Mercedes standoff, then you get people interested in a match that's not coming. Mm-hmm. And they could have done that, but I think the reason they didn't is because Tekla won't be champion.
That makes sense. So that's also a reason to like not have Mercedes on TV too, because like why even put yourself in that situation if Mercedes has nothing? She doesn't have the real opponent yet, so we kind of have to wait to establish what that is.
Wrestling and TV shows in general do a lot of things with intention, and I think making a point of not putting Mercedes in a segment with Tekla was done intentionally, because that's not the match. That's the same reason, if you notice, guys, why I kept saying Athena's not winning this tournament, because look at how they're setting things up. Look at what the focus is, and the focus has not been around Tekla moving, because we're officially moving into Road to All In. And yeah, you can act like it's a coincidence that the focus isn't on Tekla, but I don't think it is.
It's unfortunate for Tekla, I think, because I think there is a world where that's still a money match is her and Mercedes, and I think we're gonna get it down the line, and like I think it'd be great at All In, but like a Willow and Mercedes match, I cannot complain about that at all.
I hope that this means they have something big planned for Tekla at All In. The fact that she's continued the stuff with Stardom, I hope that's going to play into something. Like if they decided to go with Tekla versus Starlight Kid at All In, I think that would be great. That'd be a great place to do that rematch. Even if you have Sari ready by then and you do Sari versus Tekla, something. I hope this doesn't lead to Tekla not being on the card.
Because again, she's earned it. Yeah. And then I know that don't mean shit in pro wrestling, but like reward her.
Redmond, that is a great thought. I hadn't thought about that. Redmond says, I'm telling you, Tekla versus Kyrie is the way to go.
Aha.
Kyrie will be a free agent soon. If you are going to bring Kyrie in, and Kyrie, of course, has history of Stardom, very important to the growth of Stardom as a company. If anybody would be offended by the way she's talking about Stardom, it would be Kyrie.
Yeah, big match for Tekla. I'd like that.
Yeah, and even if it doesn't happen, then I have to assume they're going to do something big with Tekla at Wrestle Dream. Something.
Yeah, they should.
I hope there's something planned for her at All In, though. I think it would be a shame if they don't have anything.
Huge shame. The homie Grapple Geekery also says, I was hoping for Takeshita, Andrade, and Kyle Exodus from the DC Don Callis family. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Also, Equipto, Persephone, but Team Sheeta for life.
Yeah, I was happy with Sheeta winning. I like what they're doing with Sheeta so far. But I do understand people that wanted Persephone to win.
Yeah, and I just think, like, she has a moment. I don't want it to get Persephone to get, like, a point of Queen Aminata and those types of, like, she's in all the big matches, but she never wins the big matches. Laurent Force says, if Willow wins the Casino Gauntlet, does she beat Tekla at Redemption? Assuming that she does, what is the plan for Tekla at All In, which we were just kind of talking about here?
We basically just talked about it, Leroy. I appreciate you. I definitely think Willow versus Mercedes the match for All In, and I kind of feel like it was always the match. I feel like she was just gonna win. Even if you look at the vignettes and how Willow talked about, when I won Owen, it didn't lead to a shot at the world title, and it didn't get you a match at All In. That kind of leads me to believe she was supposed to win.
Mm-hmm. Which again would have been great.
Yeah,
because she really hard.
I mean, she even said that she was this close to winning. She made it to the finals and lost, and I was like, kind of feels like they were setting this up for Willow to win, and then Mercedes was going to be in her spot, getting a big surprise in the Casino Gauntlet, and she was going to beat Tekla at Redemption. Which I kind of
you're right.
Which I kind of think is the better route, because you would have given Mercedes her world title reign ahead of time. See, my issue now is if Willow does come back and wins the Casino Gauntlet and beats Tekla, I don't think Willow should win it All In. I think Mercedes should be champion. I don't think you can keep holding this off. I think Mercedes should be champion this year, but I don't love the idea of giving Willow her first title win just to set her up to lose.
And I think Mercedes' big world title win might have hit a little bit harder with Tekla because of these things. Because like we're not even going to be really into Willow's reign before she's already losing it to Mercedes, if that's the direction that we're going. But then on the other side, I don't think that Willow should beat Mercedes again at All In. So it's like, if they do get to that, I wouldn't want them to reverse the decision and Willow goes over, because I don't think that's the right decision either. Yeah,
Sheldon, that's the reason I've been assuming all this time that Tekla's going to lose. Especially because Mercedes won the Owen, is that I don't think they're going to do a big heel versus heel match at All In. No. I think that they're going to go in with a big baby face. And the person that beats Tekla at this point needs to be a big baby face.
Well, see, I was in a different thing, because I thought we were going to potentially have Mercedes as a baby face coming into this. But with Willow being out, it didn't make any sense at all to even go that direction.
Yeah, and Mercedes is just better as a heel.
She is.
I'm telling you, I've never seen anybody that loves being cheered more.
I like her way better as a heel anyway, so it all works out for me.
Yeah, no, this woman loves to be booed. Like, she likes those adulations. She likes getting cheered, but when y'all start booing, those are the vibes for her, man.
Absolutely.
And she gets to do all her trolling like she's doing now. She's been trolling, buddy, a whole week of trolling. She put up that Bailey graphic as well.
Stop playing with us, Mercedes. What's wrong with you?
People are so mad at that, man. Like, oh, she's not going anywhere. She ain't got it in her. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Wrestle Dream is in San Jose, correct?
No, we just had the show.
It's Wrestle Dream isn't in California?
It shouldn't be. We just had this. We just had Forbidden Door. Isn't it in Washington?
I thought that's why she was trolling, because I thought she was trolling because that's, of course, Bailey's hometown.
I don't think so. I'm like, damn, another show? We just got Forbidden Door.
I thought she knew something.
I love it.
I thought she knew something we didn't know. That's why I was like, oh, what does that mean? I wasn't looking at it like, oh, she's trolling like Bailey could come over there, because I still think that's a strong chance, guys. I thought she knew something about the destination we didn't know.
That is a possibility. I don't know, man.
But the way people are just like, no, there's no way Bailey's going over there. I don't think it's that far-fetched, guys.
It's not.
I don't think it's that far-fetched at all.
It's very layered. Mod Revolve says, when does Ospreay get the bag over his head? We kind of discussed that a little bit too. We're kind of in the he's not going to phase, and because some people were talking about it on the thing too, of like them jumping out Moxley and Ospreay being the guy in there, and I feel like that's more of the story, like especially with like Pac finally earning his respect and how just the rest of the crew's been moving. I'm like, okay, that could be a direction, but I don't think I think it's going to be a mutual parting of ways.
Moxley's put a lot of intention into this, and in a lot of ways, Moxley kind of hasn't got his comeuppance. He kind of hasn't got his comeuppance, and you could see in that segment to start the show, Mox legitimately likes Ospreay. This isn't. I don't think he's trying to trick him. I don't think he's trying to manipulate him. I think Mox legitimately likes him, and he sees him as the guy. And I think that is going to set it up for him to be so devastated when Ospreay turns on him, because he's not going to see it coming.
So he's going to be Brian.
Yes. Like he's definitely going to have that stunned look on his face when Ospreay turns on him. And I do think it's going to happen, because that's too good of a one-on-one match to never do again. And you've got this lingering story now ahead of Ospreay's world title win that he's never beat Mox. You've got to do that one-on-one match at some point.
Totally. It's got to happen. The homie Shane Monster says, without AC for day 3. Shit.
Yo.
Rewatching Emerson and Sky's great Eve hardcore match and some of Ring of Honor. Who beats Bandito? I'm fearing Hook might be the plan.
What?
Huh? Not Hook. I'd like to say that out loud. I don't know. Tony could be. It could be like an Athena, like maybe nobody ever beats him thing. Because like, how do you have him so strong on that show, and then like, who at this point, who's gonna be strong enough on Ring of Honor to take that? There's a couple of directions they could go. Like they just announced this match with Shibata for next Collision, and there's a couple of people making moves down there in Ring of Honor that could. But I think Banditos, they're going to ride the Bandito wave for a while here.
It kind of feels like it. My dream pick, I don't think this is a realistic pick. But hey, I could be wrong, because I also said something that I wanted for Lee Moriarty before, and it's happening now. I think Lee should be the guy that beats Bandito. I think you should, with the pure title run that Lee Moriarty is on, I think the move is eventually for him to turn babyface and leave the STP and be the guy that beats Bandito.
And with ROH lore, that is the story. Because it used to be you're pure champion, you cook and you do this, and then you go on to the world title thing. So like that actually would make a lot of sense.
And I mean, I think if you're going to reward somebody that's been a fixture on Ring of Honor all this time and has been really carrying the flag as the pure champion, it should be Lee.
Absolutely. He's been an unsung hero over there, just cooking and not giving a shit. Like, definitely should be rewarded for that. That made me think of another name. Leo's now on the short list of people because he's been cooking in Ring of Honor, and I could see a world where they're like, hey, let's just make Leo Ring of Honor world champion. He's fine.
You could tell Tony likes Lee. I mean, Leo. It's so funny. You can
look at how many shows he's on, dog. He's on every show now. That's how you know when Tony likes somebody.
You could definitely tell that Tony likes Leo. Yeah, I don't know if it's not Lee.
Roosh,
maybe.
Go back to that.
Again, this is if you want to tell stories. I don't think this is a realistic pick either. But if you went with Shane Taylor and that sets up the divide between him and Lee, I think that also makes sense because Shane has never made it up to the top of the brand and won the world title. Mm-hmm. I think that would be a great move for Shane Taylor. Yep. And with how popular Shane Taylor Promotions has been, I think that makes a lot of sense to end this with like Shane Taylor Promotion cheating and helping Shane win the championship, but that also eventually puts Shane at odds with Lee.
Absolutely. And I like that because Shane has been one of the flag carriers for Ring of Honor. Like when Ring of Honor was down bad, Shane was carrying the flag for Ring of Honor, being a great champion at the time, a world television champion at the time, and really carrying the flag. And through all of this, they've been on the shows. They've been like, we fuck with Ring of Honor. Shane Taylor Promotions is the brand at this point, and I think that'd be another good story. There's a couple of different ways that they could go, but again, I think Bandito's going to ride this thing out for a while because I don't know how Tony feels about that.
Yeah, and see, all of the ways that I'm looking at this and all of my ideas are built around Ring of Honor as its own brand.
Yes.
And as we've seen so far, this is probably going to end up with like another AEW wrestler
Right.
as Ring of Honor champion, because it seems like that's been,
That's the deal.
that's been the pattern so far. I mean, that's how we got here with Athena in the first place. And I mean, to me, like I said, it should be somebody that's on Ring of Honor. It should be a big Ring of Honor wrestler, but I don't think it's going to be.
Phil is 100% right. It's going to be somebody we're not even thinking about, like fucking, you know what I mean? Somebody in AEW cooking, like Ace Austin or something. Like, you just never know.
Yeah, I think more and more the decision is to put Maya over Athena.
That's where we're landing with it for me.
I think it should be Maya at this point. And I've seen people say, no, she should win the TBS title or AEW championship. But I think this even leans more into my reasoning why it'll probably be Maya, is because you're giving her all of these looks on the main show. Yeah. I don't know. Because if it ain't Maya, I just don't know, man. It feels like the Billy story has kind of passed.
It's over. They transferred all that good love to Maya, Phils.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Will Chisholm says Roman finally getting the Seth smoke.
I laughed very hard at my guy this week because as soon as he said after the pay-per-view, he's like, well, I'm just waiting to see what Oba do. As soon as Oba made his decision, he was out there.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, oh, we got action. I just imagine him doing like the quintessential WWE wrestler watching the screen, and he's watching everything that's happened with Oba and Brock and just rubbing his hands together. Oh, looks like he has an opponent for SummerSlam. What Roman doing though?
That just makes what he said at the post press conference or whatever even funnier when he was like, well, Oba Femi's kind of in the way, so I'm gonna have to deal with that first. And he was like, oh, I don't have to deal with that first, actually. What's up, Roman?
Hey, what's up? What a guy came out there and was like, man, hello, my brother. And I was like, this guy, man. What a guy. After everything that guy did to Roman last year, and it showed up like, hey, brother. Great stuff, man.
Fucking finally. I mean, I hate that the Oba way was in the way to get there, but they should have gotten to Roman and Seth so long ago.
People thought I was tripping because I said right after the pay-per-view, and I was like, nope, I still think Seth Roman is the match, guys. And people were like, no, but Oba, and I was like, nope, I think that's the match.
Oba gonna be somewhere else.
And I did the article for Bleacher Report. I did a prediction for the card, and I said the same thing. Seth Roman is the match, and people were like, this doesn't make sense, and I was like, 3 hours later. Hey man, listen man, y'all gotta respect my jumper. Sometimes people be looking at me crazy, and I'm watching it go up in the air, and I'm like, "That's cool, it's going in." Y'all just ain't seen it yet.
Yeah, you shooting from back there? Why you shooting from so far?
Yeah, I respect my jumper. I guess that was the thing people were mad at Ibu for, because Ibu said from the beginning that the match was Oba versus Brock, which I thought that was obvious as well, because it's Minnesota, and there was no way Brock was not going to end up on this card, and the only opponent that they had built for him was Oba. It couldn't be anybody else.
They've been telling this story all year at this point.
And I'm gonna do my my win horse fingers. Hey man, why are they doing Cody versus Sammy on Raw? Why is Sammy going to Raw? Is he a SmackDown wrestler? What would he need to do on Raw for him to be over there? Don't be surprised if Cody loses this match on Monday and this guy eats a F5 afterwards, man. Don't be shocked. Because there's clearly a reason why they're doing this match on Raw.
It's a world title match too?
Mm-hmm. Why would they have a champion on Raw? What's he doing over there? Why wouldn't they just do it on SmackDown? And if it's not leading to him eating a F5, As soon as that match is over, don't be surprised if we hear, "Look in my eyes, what do you see?"
Mm-hmm.
Cult of personality.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, I don't think Sammy will be champion long, guys.
No. The writing is on the wall already. I'm loving what he's been doing, though. Driving around with it in a car. He's eating dinner with it. Like, he's enjoying his time as world champion because it ain't long.
Love this for him, man. Long overdue. Love seeing the love that he's getting from the fans, his peers,
Awesome.
but something's happening, man.
Mm-hmm.
They need a big match. Madison Square Garden's coming up too. I can't decide what is another reason for them to have him defending this belt on Raw if it's not leading to something.
Because why
It's
would
gotta
it be on your own show? I just don't I don't get it.
And I mean, obviously, Raw is in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
That makes a lot of sense for this to be the Punk return.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm still worried about Brock interfering here and becoming champion. I'm still very worried about that.
Brock will loom for sure. He will loom.
And you know, the usual theory with WWE stands correct that if you don't want something to happen, there's a good chance that it can. And
Absolutely.
I don't want this to happen, and that's why I think there's a strong possibility that it will.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, so is that what this is? Is there a world where Oba's like, fuck the championship, I don't need that, I want to fight you right now, but he still ends up getting the title match because Brock Lesnar is champion going into this Hell in the Cell match at the pay-per-view?
Mm-hmm. I think there's a chance that's going to happen, and the usual fans are going to be like, see, I told you so. All you people that complained about that, you didn't let it play out.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a very strong possibility that could happen. Or, like I said, Sammy may be still champion at SummerSlam, and he's just going to face somebody else. But again, something's telling me that's not the case, because I do think Cody versus Punk is probably the other SummerSlam main event. And
so Cody just washes Sammy, wins the belt back, and Punk comes out, and they just move on?
either that or Punk Sammy is the match at Madison Square Garden, and Punk wins it. And the match at the pay-per-view is Punk versus Cody for the WWE Championship.
Punk versus Sammy at MSG. That makes sense.
Either way, I think we're heading to somebody challenging Sammy for MSG from Raw.
Mm-hmm.
It's either gonna be Punk
Or Cody. Or Brock.
or Brock.
Mm-hmm. Huh. I think it's gonna be Punk because he's been out, you know.
Yeah, something about it just kind of feels that way because, like I said, and then it's Chicago too.
Yeah. Chicago. The Buzz, Aaron Busby says, coming live from London. What the hell are you doing in London, Busby? It's currently 8:06 p.m. out here, and I'm watching SmackDown at 2 a.m. on Netflix out here. Was a trip. Why are you on a trip to London? What the hell are you doing out there?
Man, can't go on a trip, man. What's going on?
Your homeboy, his favorite rapper, got shooters out there, don't he? In London, he loves his London sounds.
Man's got shooters out there.
Well, stabbers out there. They don't be shooting out there. Careful, Busby.
Yeah. And Busby tried to get us lined up last week.
Yeah,
I thought that was very funny.
What you was doing, Busby?
And his response was even funnier because he was like, "You said in that rap, clip me," and I was like, "I did, man. See, took that literally."
Gotcha.
He couldn't wait. As soon as I said that, he was like, "This will show him."
You said clip him, I'll clip him.
This will show him.
Busby, you know what you was doing. And then Will Chisholm says, your guy Punk is back on Monday. We back, LOL.
Hey man, might be in the building. Well, I will be in the building, but might be a little bit of redemption because last time my guy showed up in the building, I wasn't there. I was
They willed you to the back.
notoriously in the press box. Could be a redemption arc for me, man.
Is this? Are you buying a ticket to Raw? Is this for the love? Do you got a homie hookup? Like, I'd like to know. I'm curious.
No, I go in as media. I'm buying.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go. They answered your email, huh?
Listen, man, trying to do some networking, man.
Let's go. Come on.
I've been trying to make some moves. We'll see.
You're going to be Nixie at Raw, man. They probably got my picture up back there. Hey, don't bring him. Do not bring him.
Hey, man, I got another ticket. You could catch a flight.
Oh, well, let me see what they hit now. Imagine me flying to Chicago to watch Raw.
That would be pretty funny, man. We got some more Humper chats. We got one from Tony P. He says, the shit they pull with Oba and the way Sammy is about to be slimed out to Cody, the /what the fuck. You know my feelings about the C's, but the campaign against Jalen was nasty. The smears by certain people for whatever reason was crazy. Felt anti-black. Yeah, it feels very weird. I don't really care for it.
It's weird.
Don't care for it at all. Yeah, the other thing with the Sammy thing, it's been reported now that he still hasn't been added to any of the promotional material for SummerSlam. He's your current undisputed WWE champion. And this could mean nothing, but I don't know, guys. Again,
but it means something.
The fact that he's going to Raw next week is very interesting. Clearly doing something with the Nick Aldis thing, because Nick Aldis was not available because he got to a scuffle with Gunther, and when they got into a scuffle and Gunther was like, "Shut up when I'm talking to you," and I was like, "This is cue up the video editor, get one step closer, make the video package. It's right there."
It's happening.
But yeah, Nick Aldis wasn't in the building, so last night Adam Pearce was there instead. Adam Pearce set up the match between Jey Uso and Cody for #1 contendership, and then the match is going to happen on Raw. So that makes me think again, like, why are they doing that? Why did Nick Aldis do that? Unless a Raw wrestler is going to try to challenge Sami Zayn by the end of the night.
All back to that.
Yeah.
Sam.
So yeah, something's happening there. But yeah, the Oba thing. Oba Femi, this year's King of the Ring winner. They made the point from the beginning of this tournament, and I feel like they've made this point 2 years in a row with this tournament, that the winner of the King of the Ring earns a title shot at SummerSlam. They do the Oba segment this week. Brock comes out. I always forget how Brock's voice actually talks until I hear Brock talking, and it's jarring to me every time. I was like, oh, yeah, he does sound like that. But he comes out, cuts the promo, well, loosely a promo, low blows Oba, walks away. Brock, again, reminded everybody he doesn't watch the show. I still don't understand why you would want one of your biggest stars on your wrestling show to tell the fans that he doesn't watch the show. I don't like that. I didn't like it when they did it the first time. I don't understand the point of it. But
I hate when they ever do it, honestly.
Yeah. So Brock's like, I don't watch the show. Like, you've been talking all this trash, but I'm never here. And now that I'm here, I'm going to low blow you and walk away. And I was just like, wait a minute. If you're saying, hey, man, say this to my face, this still made you look like a coward because you low blowed him and walked away. So Oba's like, we're going to finish this. No more cat and mouse. I challenge you to a match at SummerSlam. And Brock says, yeah, I'll accept it on one condition, Hell in a Cell. Match is official at this point. Brock versus Oba, Hell in a Cell at SummerSlam, which is a big SummerSlam match. It's a big match that makes sense for Minnesota. Of course, Brock is from Minneapolis. So Makes sense. Then we get the segment that is supposed to, of course, explain why Oba would accept this challenge, where Oba is talking to Adam Pearce backstage, and he's saying, I can challenge for the belt anytime. Some things are more important. Make the match. Now, if Oba just had a title shot and he was like, I can prolong this, and this, I have to handle this now, we can put this to a side. That's fine. You spent weeks on a tournament to set up the number one contender specifically for SummerSlam.
Sure.
Not just for a title shot, specifically for SummerSlam.
SummerSlam.
Why would you do that? Why would you have the winner of this tournament tell people they've watched weeks of this tournament to know who's the number one contender for SummerSlam, just to tell them, nope, that doesn't matter? That's stupid. I'm sorry, but that's stupid.
Dumb. Real dumb. Made Oba look dumb, Phil. Made the tournament look dumb. I mean, anytime, like I was saying earlier, a wrestler in a wrestling company that's fighting to be world champion is like, I don't need the world championship right now. It's always going to be waiting. No, it's not. Like wrestling history, everything tells us it's not always ready. This could be your one and only title shot, and you can never get one again. Like, you just don't know how this moves. It just, again, made him look dumb, and that's the part that I didn't like about it. If this was worth something and we're moving towards a certain place, him to be like, Brock Lesnar's just really chapping my hide, I need to do that before. Well, wrestle that full on Raw before SummerSlam. Like, you need to be getting your world title match at SummerSlam.
Yeah. I just continue to disagree as well with this placement of Brock, as he's such a big star that facing him is bigger than main eventing.
He's bigger than the world title.
Or winning the championship. Well, for one, that's just simply not true, because the biggest star in the company right now is Roman Reigns, and he's the champion. And so I hate, like, even when in the build up to WrestleMania and Paul Heyman was trying to convince us that facing Brock at WrestleMania was bigger than main eventing. No, it's not.
It ain't.
No, it's not.
It ain't.
There's one main event. Even with this 2-night thing, there's one main event. There's one main event. No, you're not going to tell me facing Brock is bigger than the match that actually goes on last, or bigger than the actual championship. I hate that. It doesn't make sense. And it's just a lie. Not true.
And like every time that Brock wasn't facing Roman Reigns, he's like in the first match, a random match. Like it's not the most important thing on the show, not the most important thing in the world. He's not bigger than the world title.
No.
At all.
And given what I said earlier, I think there's a good chance that Brock could end up champion by SummerSlam. Because I think there's a reason why Sammy is going to be on Raw on Monday. And I do think that that's to set up something for the Saturday night main event show.
Yeah.
But even if that's true, even if Brock ends up being champion and the online fans are going to do what I expect and do the I told you so, see, you guys were all complaining, let it play out. You still shouldn't have had Oba say this on TV, because it's not even so much that it makes Oba look stupid as a character. You, in both of these segments, are making fun of your fans for watching this show. You've got one of the biggest stars on this show telling you, I don't watch this show. This show's for losers. Okay, I'll watch the show. And then you also told me, as somebody that watched weeks of this tournament, that none of that really mattered.
Doesn't matter. You wasted your time.
I just don't know why you would do that. I just don't know why you would do that, especially with a feud where you've got one of your biggest stars in Brock Lesnar, and you've got a guy in Oba that you're trying to build up into this big star. Like, I just don't get that. You've got this big partnership with ESPN. You want people to watch the show. Why would you basically tell them, hey, man, that didn't matter. You didn't have to watch that. None of this matters.
Brock Lesnar's more important than that tournament and that championship and that thing.
And it's in the name of Brock Lesnar, who isn't a guy that's here year round.
And like, beating him. They're like, oh, adding the stakes of Hell in the Cell should do something, but like Oba already beat him, and like this isn't gonna be some big like, oh wow, Oba did this if he beats him in Hell in the Cell, you know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like even their end goal is like, okay, he's gonna beat him, and then Brock's gonna retire.
Yeah, and look, as I explained earlier, I watch wrestling. I've watched wrestling for a long time. I did not believe for a second that this was to set up Roman versus Oba. It's too soon.
Mm-hmm.
It's too soon. They're clearly not ready to take the belt off of Roman. They've got too many things in the fire for Roman for the remainder of this year that I would believe Oba was going to face him at SummerSlam and win. You still had the Seth match on the table. You still got some stuff that's clearly still brewing between Roman and Jay. You still got Jacob storylines. Like, no, it's too soon. They're not going to take the belt off of Roman. And also, everything Roman has been saying all year, there's no way I thought he was going to have a short reign.
No. That wouldn't even have made sense.
And even if you just look at the stature of Roman is the tippity top of this company.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they're ready to give Oba that kind of win yet.
It wasn't time at all. And on Roman's side, but there's another championship, and there's another belt, and there's another thing, and there's another way we could have went with this.
Now, if this is just me and I'm like, oh, you want to just do something cool and do something, yeah, sure. Have Roman lose, put the belt on Oba. Mm-hmm. Yes. I think the end result to all of this, him winning the King of the Ring, should be Oba becoming champion.
Right.
I just didn't believe that if they did that, Roman was going to be the guy that he beat.
Mm-hmm. He wasn't going to be.
And so I never believed that he was going to challenge Roman. And again, this is what I said earlier with the Tekla thing. Pay attention to how they keep certain things apart and certain things they put emphasis on. Oba didn't even say Roman's name after he won the King of the Ring tournament. Didn't say his name the next night because that wasn't a match.
Right.
It was clear as day that wasn't a match. Mm-hmm. And hey, listen, maybe this is leading to Brock being champion, and they're going to do the Hell in a Cell match. Fine, but
sure.
Again, you didn't need to do this to do that. You didn't need to have Oba say that this is more important than his title shot, because that just doesn't make sense. And again, if he just had an arbitrary title shot that he could use at any time, like if he was Money in the Bank winner, this is a different conversation. The title shot was specifically for SummerSlam.
All the graphics were advertising SummerSlam. When anytime you saw this, they were talking about SummerSlam.
Yeah. Very, very odd. And people were like, well, you know, he's the ruler. He can do what he wants. Yes, you can. But also, they write the show. If you didn't want him to challenge for the title at SummerSlam, why did he win a tournament?
Why'd you write it like that? Yeah.
You could have just had Seth win a tournament. If you were just going to do Seth versus Roman anyway, why didn't Seth win?
Yes.
I don't understand.
Like, if that's the story you want to tell, there's no way Roman could lose. Okay, well, don't get us here then. Like, what do you mean?
even the start of the Seth and Roman stare down, Roman's like, hey, man, get to the back of the line. You know how he wouldn't have been able to say get to the back of the line? Maybe if he was King of the Ring. Yeah, I don't know.
What a convoluted fucking way to get back to the match. I mean, we knew they were going to get back to Oba and Brock, but like how they got back to it is so silly.
Yeah, it was very predictable.
So silly.
But you didn't have to do this.
Mm-mm.
You didn't have to put Oba in this situation. If you just wanted to give him the accolade of winning King of the Ring, you could have did something else.
Right.
I don't know. But we'll see how this plays out, because I do think there's a very strong chance Sammy will not be champion at SummerSlam. I do think the matches will be Cody versus Punk, Brock versus Oba, and Seth versus Roman. 2 of those matches have already been announced. I do think we're going to get all 3. Yeah. What a company, man. Sometimes they do things and I'm just like, you didn't have to make this so difficult. This was right there. It seemed like just a layup, but
didn't have to do none of this, but they did it.
Yeah. And listen, I was fine with the Seth and Roman segment because it seemed pretty clear this was the move after it didn't happen at WrestleMania because Seth got injured. And everything they were doing in 2025 from WrestleMania on with the vision and Seth cashing in at SummerSlam to win the championship, it was all clearly leading to Seth versus Roman. Mm-hmm. So I'm fine with us getting it here. Yeah, you probably could have postponed it a year and did Seth versus Roman at WrestleMania, but after the year they had last year where they set up a long-term plan and Seth got hurt, I can also understand why they wanted to get it out the way quickly.
Just go for it. They've been planning. It's been years in the making. Like, if we could do it here and get it over with, we need to do it here and get it over with.
But somebody tweeted me and they were like, I know this has been a long time coming for you. And it was impossible for me to not watch this segment and grin because I've been waiting for a long time. There are certain things that I've been saying on this podcast for the longest time that I'm like, nope. Y'all keep letting this guy get away with this. Y'all keep letting this guy gaslight us and tell us the truth is not the truth. You ducked this guy for a whole 2 years. Mm-hmm. You gonna sit here and tell this guy in this segment to open a segment, now you got to get online. Now you're holding my belt that I did not lose. I had to vacate that belt, and then you got on my show and said, I made this belt relevant. Dog, you don't even go here. You were a SmackDown guy. Mm-hmm. Then you're like, oh, I had to come over here because I hate you. Nah, dog. The biggest star at the time that didn't have a championship match was CM Punk. That's why you're here. That's why you were here. Let's just say this what it is. And when he got down into it and broke down their history and was like, nah, I own you. I was like, hey, man, we're going to tell the truth or not. Because, buddy, he ain't never beat him. Has never beat him when it mattered. All of the big moments that Seth has had over this guy. 2 wins over him at WrestleMania. Nah, he does. He owns him. I'm not trying that.
It's up.
It's up. It's been up for me. I've been telling y'all. So everything about this, I was like, yeah, it's been time. He's been ducking them. And that's why, as a baby face, he's supposed to be a baby face, even though he's still acting like a heel. Mm-hmm. He's like, yeah, I need this. I got to beat you because it's the same idea as the Punk match in April. Now I need this. After everything you said about me and podcasts and everything, now I have to finally end this. I have to beat you in front of everybody to show you I'm better than you. All that stuff you was kicking at me, none of that matters. I'm the guy. And so this is the same thing with Seth. No, I got to beat you now. Because ain't no more cheating, ain't no more of all of this stuff. You can't be walking around saying you beat me every time that matters. If this time is going to be different, if I'm going to lead the bloodline different as this tribal chief, I got to beat you.
It's happening. Finally.
It's happening. But yeah, unfortunately, no, I guess it's not unfortunately. It just only feels unfortunate to me. Seth is losing at SummerSlam.
Oh yeah. That's the only kind of caveat in this.
Because this is again, it's the same build as the Punk match. Mm-hmm. This leads to Seth losing. There's nowhere else to go.
Roman redemption story, essentially, like a chapter of my story that I need to conquer again.
Of course, this is all him reclaiming the last things that people hold against him. Like if this is like the GOAT conversation and all of the last things that you can hold against Roman. He didn't beat Punk. Punk said all these things about him. He hasn't beat Rollins. No, this is it. This is one of the last things to do is beating Rollins at SummerSlam at an event that Rollins has been extremely successful at.
Supposed to be his show, and Roman's like, no, this is my show. All these are my shows.
I mean, you can make an argument that SummerSlam is kind of his event too. That's where he came back and turned heel in 2020 during the pandemic. He's had a bunch of moments at SummerSlam as well. But no, this is definitely leading to him beating Seth.
Mm-hmm. Yep, he's gonna be able to get all his shit off and then get the victory at the end, just like top guys do.
Yeah, but I enjoyed it for what it was. I did laugh at everybody now feeling like it's too late, and I was like, WWE special, give it to you when you don't want it anymore, when it was too late. But
Past its prime, that's their favorite thing.
yeah, no, I did feel vindicated because I've been like, yeah, this is the match. Should have been a match at WrestleMania in Dallas.
Yeah.
You got that Brock winner take all match that I didn't care about.
They got to it eventually. It only took like 500 years.
Listen, we took the long way around. I did at least get the pleasure of seeing my guy beat him at WrestleMania. But yeah. Like I said, unfortunately for me, this is kind of the end of my 4-year agenda that has gotten us to this place. And make no mistake about it, I feel like at the very beginning of my agenda, I knew this is where this was going. But yeah. I still will stand on the hill that y'all let this guy duck him for 2 years. And I kept saying that people like, no, you don't owe him a shot.
Especially how he's been talking about his championship too. That's the craziest part. It's like, well, Seth has to get something out of this, doesn't he?
Yeah, how dare you stand on this show with the belt that he established? Everything about this should have been his. That WrestleMania main event, that should have been his. And the guy that he main evented with as well, and the fact that turned into like this 5-star match and all this other stuff, he hates that guy. Mm-hmm. Can you imagine him sitting and realizing what's happening at home watching this TV? That should have been me.
Yep.
Hate that for my guy, but unfortunately, don't do a flying headbutt off. Don't do a coast to coast flying headbutt. You know,
not the best idea at all. Not the best idea at all.
Yes. We're gonna get into some super chats and humper chats, and you guys have to head off into the sun, pop some firecrackers.
Firework time.
Get some brews. Throw something on the grill. Hopefully it's that time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The homie R Do It says, hype for Kenny's championship thing coming back. Ready for Final Fantasy boss Omega. I'm gonna keep it real with you, R Do It. I fucking hate that other song that Kenny has. I don't like it at all. 0%.
I definitely think once he wins the championship, that is going to get played, and I do think it. I do think it's going to go hard in Wembley Stadium.
It doesn't sound like a wrestling theme. There's no like to it. It's just like it's like background music, and like, nigga, you ain't a background music character. Get a real song.
It's definitely a Kenny Omega theme song, though.
Absolutely.
Like, considering all of the things that he loves, like big video game themes and like Sephiroth and all these things, yeah, that's definitely gonna play when he walks out at Wembley Stadium.
Yeah, I hate it, but I know it's for him. You know, it's not for me.
Yes. I mean, I still think Battle Cry is his best theme.
Battle Cry is so hard. That's what plays a big role.
Yeah. We got a few humper chats here. We got one for Van Twimblade. He says, Merry Explodey Day to all, unless it's 3 in the goddamn morning here, and your dumbass is still shooting off fireworks, and then you can go to hell, you disrespectful motherfucker. Remember to practice fire safety, and for the love of God, do not fuck with the list pyrotechnics. Yeah, the older and older I get, the more I kind of hate fireworks.
Same here.
Because I'm just like, 2 in the morning, y'all still lighting fireworks? Come on, dog. Go to bed.
Go to sleep, dog. They were lighting fireworks till like 3 a.m. over there. And like, they've been going for a week because I live in Oakland. I'm like, shut all this down, you guys.
No, they were shooting off fireworks last night. It's usually a week-long thing once, and it's always around my birthday because my birthday is June 30th. And so like that week, it's always a bunch of fireworks. And yeah, the older and older I get, I'm like, please, just enough with the fireworks. That summer during the pandemic where it felt like somebody just dropped off boxes and boxes of fireworks in the hood. Bro,
what was going on, dog?
Bro,
there were fireworks in Oakland for like 4 months straight. I
hated it, bro.
Every single day. What was going on? That that was the craziest 4th of July of all time. It was like 8 hours straight of fire. It felt like Disneyland in Oakland. I was like, fireworks are still going, and they're like the big like shit's exploding. I'm like, what happened here? They dropped off fireworks in the hood. That's crazy.
Yeah. I think that was the summer that I was like, I'm tired. I'm tired of fireworks, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate you, fan. We got 2 from Tony P. He says, call him too short, but his pushback on it saying it wasn't a high bar to climb. Sorry, I misread that. He says calling him too smart, but his pushback on it saying it wasn't a high bar to climb was masterful. Then Mercedes Maya 5-star gate. Personally, I don't care about Dave's star ratings. It's not life or death. It's a tool and fun thing, for real. Yeah, I think a lot of the discourse is pretty ridiculous, but at this point, he's kind of asked for the responses he's getting with pushing it off and the energy around this. This is
A lot of this
and
could have been avoided.
now that Mercedes has tagged him, it's up, dog. Like
He could have just put the rating out and took that, but nope, he's making it a lot worse.
Yeah. Tony also says we know his preferences, which he has said before, but to ignore this and still say he doesn't think he don't have a bias against Monet is the issue. Getting called out by the people he respects must have given him some pause. Be safe today, fam. Fuck the Trump administration. Peace and love. Yeah, something happened. I think he was all ready to drop that 4 3/4, and somebody was like, Dave.
Think twice, brother.
Dave.
Really think about this.
Dave. Is he the where I can't defend Dave is Dave gave that Death's Door match a 5-star, and I really like the Death's Door match. But if you give that Death's Door a 5-star, and you proceed to give Mercedes and Maya 3 1/4, I can't defend you on that one, man. I can't do it.
Especially after that he tweeted that he didn't really like the cage match that much.
And you still gave it 5 stars. Come on, dog.
Still gave it 5.
You can't do that, man. I can't defend you on that, big dog.
Yeah. And we're huge Dave fans over here. I love it. I think it's amazing.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to be him. I'll just say that.
Nah. That's why, he don't want to be. That's why he didn't batten down all the hatches, and he talking about he going on vacation.
Hey, look, it is a holiday weekend.
Yeah, look, man. You got to give me time to celebrate, too. What y'all mean?
Absolutely.
Everything about this is funny. For Rafael Garcia, he says, I was on Threads the other day, and someone asked how they would equate the Jaylen Brown / Paul George trade. They said Trick Williams for Jericho. I said Kevin Knight for Sheamus, and a few Evolved talent. What you say? Happy 250th day off. How would I equate this in wrestling? This would be like if AEW, if you can trade in here, you randomly traded Swerve after the year he had last year, and him being world champion, first ever black AEW world champion, the year he's had this year, multiple 5-star classics and all this stuff, and you just randomly decided, here, you guys want Swerve? Sure, you can have him. Here's R-Truth, though. Look, I like R-Truth.
Love him. Big fan. Has put numbers on the board.
But here's R-Truth and, a handful of young guys like Javon Evans and guys that could turn into something. And that ain't even a good trade because I think Javon and AEW will cook.
Yeah.
So that ain't even close. Like,
it'd be like R-Truth and like some WWE ID guys.
Yeah. Guys that aren't even guaranteed are gonna get contracts.
Yeah.
Yeah, and don't take this the wrong way. That's not a shade of our truth, but that's how
No.
that's how this trade feels. A guy that's done that is at this age and no, bro. I think that's the crazy thing about it. It's not just that it's Paul George. Paul George is 36.
36. In basketball, 36 too.
He's 36, and you're trading him for a guy that was just in the MVP conversation this year, man.
Celtics.
Bro, I used to think someday, like, what must the Clippers be thinking when they traded Shea? And you traded Shea for Paul George. I think this is worse.
Oh yeah, definitely.
This is worse. And I mean, yeah, look what that did for Shea. 2-time MVP, got a championship.
It worked out for him.
I just can't imagine it was that bad, man. It couldn't have been that bad, bro. I don't know
There's
what
no
Brown
way.
was over there doing, bro. I don't know if he was going in the kitchen, leaving Cokes in the freezer. I don't know what he was doing, but it couldn't have been this bad, man.
Not for this. Not for this.
Yeah, no, not for this. It couldn't have been. From Wonga, he says, "Hi, Grapsody fellas. When people say Jaylen Brown is smart, I remember he trusted Kanye and Antonio Brown with his money. Also, Aussie tag team, as a dropout said at the PWA show tonight, it was their last match down here. They also had WWE tryouts in February. Yeah,
Oh,
well,
good for them. Yeah, they're gone.
hopefully that pulls up for them. Hopefully that works out. I've seen people bringing up the Leon Slater thing again because Leon took a loss, TNA, and they're like, this isn't usually how people start losing when they're going to make the transition to NXT. And I was like, yeah, I think it's a strong chance he's not as fed bound as we thought.
Thank God.
It's a very strong chance. Yeah, look, man, Jaylen Brown can be very smart, but he's still a celebrity. He's still an athlete. He's still a pro
Yeah, I was
athlete.
gonna say it's still a celebrity though, and they all use the same stupid ass people. So
Yeah, still a pro athlete. So, D-Lo Diggs says, "Sup family? Yeah, I can't hold it. Brad Stevens made me relieved that someone can Nico Harrison it up. LOL. But happy Grill Day. MSG going full Swifties yesterday. Also, man, they did Oba. Yeah, but one love to everyone. Be safe. Yeah. The Swifties thing is very funny, and yeah."
horrible, terrible. I don't want no parts of it. I think they're great, but like the coverage is like, what is this? I don't give a shit. Take me out the group chat.
Nah, man. Your friend in the group chat like, nah, take me through that. Take me through that.
Yeah,
Take me through
having
that.
the
Take me
time
through
of her
that.
life. Yeah, I don't want no parts. I don't know about that.
For the homie Dex Baker, he says, just thought about it. People being weird about Gabe being a dog and Death Rider. No one questioned a year ago Kyle O'Reilly being in Paragon and Conglomeration at the same time. It was all laughs and NXT lore. I don't mind anything that Gabe's doing. I just think it's funny that nobody else in the dogs is a Death Rider or is like even mentioning the Death Riders. They did the segment this week where they helped the Death Riders helped out with the dogs, but I just think that part about it is funny. And also Gabe going from being like the #1 New Japan flag waver, Shinny Home Pro Wrestling, to being a big AEW guy is really funny to me.
And 2 AEW factions at this point.
Bro, double booked as AEW faction guy, pulling up to New Japan with the Death Riders gear on. I mean, it was head to toe Death Riders gear.
He's down. He is down.
Yeah, very funny stuff. Appreciate you, Dex. From Curve Veronica, it's not good. Beach Break Dynamite is stacked. Since the niece is on vacay, can we finally get a Grapsody watch on Wednesday? Also, have y'all seen the movie Obsession? If so, thoughts. Let's fucking go, Mexico. Si se puede. I did not see Obsession yet. I've heard good things about it. I
was gonna watch it the other day, but then I watched something else. But I'll probably end up watching it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. I did see the Supergirl movie that people are being very weird about, and I'm just like, that's fine. I don't know why people are so upset about this movie, but yeah.
People just can't let a woman-led thing that just chaps their hide. It's crazy. But yeah, I'm not streaming on Wednesday. Denise is going to be out, and don't be like, hey, are you? No, I'm not going to. I'm not. I don't want to.
Yeah, other than that, we'll be back Saturday at our usual time slot,
Yes,
noon
sir.
Eastern, on this very YouTube channel. I'll be heading out to Hoffman Estates to see some New Japan Wrestling that night. So I will more than likely stream something that Monday to review the G1. We got two more super chats that I missed.
The homie Meet Norma says my Independence Day was June 19th, but I'll grill by the pool and set off some fireworks. Y'all have a safe and meaty day, partners. Appreciate you, Meet Normus. I hope it's fruitful and you have a good time out there. And then Shane Monster says 90 degrees in Clearwater Wednesday. Gonna be some musty sickos.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
It's gonna be a tough one out there.
Those clips of people here at the Wale concert, and I was like, bro, I don't know how Wale made it out there to perform in that weather, or people that stood out there and waited for him, but y'all are some troopers, man.
Not doing that.
But yeah, appreciate you guys. This has been Grapsody. Enjoy the rest of your holiday weekend. We'll see you when we see you.
Happy 4th, homies.